Hello! Good afternoon, yes, I'm here. With a cooling pad on, so you know I'm going to go full arena on the stream. Probably not, but, you know, maybe I can give it a try. Also, welcome. How is everyone on this Saturday afternoon? Because that's when I'm doing the stream as of right now. Yes, I'm back, ready to play some more Game Boy games and hopefully try to rank them. Possibly. Also, I just want to show off this this GIF that I saw from Clip-It97 in the stream. Yeah, look at this. It's like full-on, like, Taito Laserdisc game. And you know what? The world needs more of those. So, shout out for that, because that looks awesome. But, yeah, put that up with a Road Avenger. Anyway, yes. Let's actually start playing some games. Hopefully there isn't like sound echoing or anything like that. Well, here's the game we came to play. Palamedes. Let's try pressing left. Well. I see this is going to be fun. Let's try level 3, because I kind of know how this game works already. I think. So, this is a game... This is a game. I'm pretty confident in saying that this is, in fact, a video game in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, what you actually do in this is you mess a bit with dice, and if you think that this is going to be in any way, oh, okay, I wasn't aware of that, but yeah, if you think this is going to be like devil dice, well, prepare to be disappointed. Yeah, that's what I'll have to say about this. I mean, firstly, yeah, you may notice some issues going on with the sound, which is that it's, yeah, not great. Yeah, there we go. That's what this game deserves. Yeah, this game is perhaps better known for the box art than it is. Well, it's not a band-aid. It's not a bandage. It's a. It is a cooling pad. Yeah. So no, I am fine. I just want to cool my head a little bit. I might need it for this game. So let's have a quick go on tournament. This is probably going to be a very quick game, partly because I don't want to hear the sound for longer than I need to. So yeah, if you don't know what this game is, it is a game where you throw dice up the screen. You know what I wish? I wish that this game was Devil Dice, because Devil Dice is a classic. And like I say, this game kind of isn't. I mean, though honestly, I think part of the problem is that this version just sounds terrible. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if anyone here has heard the NES version of this soundtrack, but it actually sounds really good. This version sounds appalling. I mean, it's not the worst soundtrack I've heard on Game Boy. Because, yeah, some of those bootlegs, they are very rough sound-wise. But, yeah, this ranks pretty close to the bottom, I would say, in terms of sound. It's definitely the worst sounding game I've played in this series, I think. But hey, I won a match at least, so that's a start. Yeah, so they just got like one song that lasts 30 seconds and is extremely like beepy. It does almost sound like a bootleg version of Palamedes. But here I am playing against a dog. Yeah, not really sure what to say about this. So that I can do this and fuck over the dog. Also, yeah, you only get 5 dice in this mode. Oh, okay, I have 1. But I don't know. So the NES version of this is infamous for just the god-awful box art they use in that version. But the NES version is honestly, you know, the NES version is not great. As far as puzzle games go, it doesn't rank particularly high. It's not especially addictive, but, you know, there are positive things I can say about it. It's like, oh. Yeah, just got fucked over by the dog. Oh, you're going to Bristol, sounds fun. Enjoy your time there. It's not a place I'm familiar with, I'll be honest. For the record. Well, it says slightly out of tune. I don't know. Oh. Also, sometimes the controls don't respond when you actually press the button. Basically means you gotta go, like, super fast in order to, like, not lose. Yeah. I think that's about all I can stomach of this game. Partly because of the god-awful soundtrack, also just because the game itself isn't really that great. The NES version is better, partly because it doesn't sound like this. In fact, I'm gonna mute the game for a second. Okay, this is what the NES version sounds like, for comparison. Oh, hold on. I need to get the actual audio here. So, yeah. But the two versions were made by different companies. The NES one was done by Natsume. This version was done by, I think it was called Natsu System, a company who I'd never heard of prior to looking up information on this game. Yeah, there's a reason for that. They mostly did Mahjong and Shogi games, like basically games that no one cares about. The most notable game that I think they have is maybe a Where's Wally game for the SNES. I mean, that one might be just amusingly strange, but, you know, Where's Wally games, not necessarily great. But yeah, Palamedes, yeah, kind of garbage. Kind of garbage. Which is, it's kind of funny, actually, because looking at this list, it's kind of deceptive, because only the bottom few games on this list are actual trash. Most of it is at least decent. Like, I would say that there is a pretty clean split between Flipple and Penguin Land, because Flipple is not as good as the other versions, but it's alright for what it is. You know, you can play that version and, you know, have some fun with it. It's, you know, if you really wanted a handheld version back in the day, it was fine. Penguin Land is not. You know, it's got a good soundtrack, but the rest of the game is kind of terrible. And, yeah, Palamedes doesn't even have that. Like, the sound is awful, and, yeah, I think the game screen is kind of too cramped. And, like I say, I mean, Palamedes, like, there were so many action puzzle games coming out around the time, like Tetris and Klax and Puyo Puyo and whatever. And this does not stack up well to those. I mean, even the better versions don't really hold up particularly in comparison to those games. So, yeah, this has to rank near the bottom. I mean, the sound, I think, this would be above Penguin Land gameplay-wise, but I think the awful music loop makes this worse. Like, I would rather play Penguin Land, because at least I get to hear that one tune. Like, that kind of redeems it very slightly. So, I would say, as of this point, so there are 29 games on this list, and it's really only these bottom 5 games that I would say are kind of bad. Like, the ones that you do not want to play at all. You know, the other 24 games are at least decent. Like, if I was grading these games, okay, Flipple is a solid C, and Penguin Land is a solid D. Let's put it that way. And, in fact, I would say Flipple all the way up to around Space Invaders. Like, all of these games are in, like, the C tier. You know, they're perfectly fine, but they're not especially exciting. You know, they're either not that great conversions of good games, or, you know, they're kind of decent enough titles. But again, they're not standout titles. Let's say that. Palamedes, on the other hand, is just kind of bad. It's just not worth it. But, hey, the only way is up. Certainly when it comes to the sound, at least. Okay, let's, hopefully get something decent. Oh, this is one that I've been looking forward to. Yes. The all-time classic, Dead Alien, which will undoubtedly be the sequel to Dead Ant from Action 52. See how this compares with that. I mean, with a name like Dead Alien, it can't not be the greatest thing in the universe. Yeah, like I said, this is one that I've been looking forward to this whole series, just for the title. So, if we go to the end... Yeah, here we go. Dead Alien for the Game Boy. Okay, let's try A and left. See what that looks like. See if this adequately... Oh. Well, I was going to say adequately renders the dead alien, but apparently this game does not feature dead aliens. It's actually a game called Daedalian Opus. I mean, where do I start with this? Okay, so I looked this up, just in case you're wondering. So, Daedalian, I think that's how you pronounce it. I think it means confusing, or confusion. It's like the magnum opus of confusion. That's what this game is. Made by Vic Tokai, who made some good games on the Mega Drive. I love how when you add colour to this, this man's mustache constantly changes colour. I don't know how that works. Dr. P. But no, is this the human version of Dr. Popo? I'm going to guess probably not. That seems statistically unlikely. When you've mastered level 1, we will add blocks. Great. Is this related to Clash of Demon Head? Oh, okay, I like this. Can I just walk off the island? No, it won't let me. Invisible wall. Yeah, so I do remember what this game is. Oh, sorry, you have to press up. Yeah, so it's this game. It's the game where you have to match up pieces. Yeah, there are plenty of games like this, like Wisdom Boy. And that one nice code game I played, was it Blocks World or whatever? But it does give you a nice, good message when you win. So it's got points for that. It doesn't have dead aliens, but it does have good. Yeah, they probably thought that Daedalian was some kind of, like, horrible misspelling. It's like, well, no, of course, it has to be dead alien. What else could it be? Oh, apologies for the flashing, by the way. I don't think it's that bad, but still. So, yeah, we've got King, which I think is the password. But yeah, this is one of those games where I'm just... I will not play through the whole thing on stream, because it's not really worth that. It's not a bad game. This one's alright. But it's got that kind of issue where, you know, it can be fun to play. I don't know. How do I say it? It's one of those games that can be fun to play in your own time, but it's not the kind of game you'd want to see someone else stream. Let's put it that way. Oh. Hold on. I will not be bested by level 2 of Dead Alien. Yeah. I'm not great at these games at the best of times. But here we go, messing around with... Well, I was going to say Tetris blocks, but, you know, it's 5 block pieces. I'm not great at these. I apologise to everyone who is good at these games. I don't know. I mean, I tried playing the nice code one. I couldn't beat that one either, so... Yeah. I do find it amusing that the time on the top of the screen, yeah, it goes... like, it goes into the hours. Like, they expect you to spend literal hours playing through this game. Which is not going to happen. Like, I'm not spending that long on a puzzle like this. I'm sorry. Yeah, see, this is the thing. I can deal with Tetris blocks. I can't deal with this. Yeah, not Tetris blocks. Shareware games. Ooh. This does feel like a shareware game. Like, this is the kind of game that you would get. You know, you play it and it's like, please register your shareware. Also, yeah, I have no idea what the solution to this is. I mean, I could probably look it up online, but it's like, at that point, it's like, I may as well not bother playing the game. Yeah, this is it. By the way, this is level 2 out of, I don't know, like 40 levels at least. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what to say about Dead Alien. It's I don't know. It's the type of game that it's competent. I wouldn't necessarily want to play it though. What do you think? Do you think I can beat level 2 of this game? I'm going to say probably not at this rate. I'll be like, no. Oh. Is there an incentive to, like, beating this level in a certain time? I'm going to guess probably not. Yeah, look at that. It took me nearly 4 minutes to fit those. See, I think that there's... Is it like a physical board game that's like this? Kind of like Tangram, but, you know, instead of... yeah, easy my arse. Yeah, we call that easy. I'd like... I'd like you to show me what a hard puzzle is in this game. Wait, okay, you literally cannot fit this piece in the puzzle, like, this is literally impossible. Look at this. Oh, unless maybe it's a red herring? Has to be. If that's not a red herring, then I'm Richard Herring. Okay. Yeah, see, that was easy. Okay. This does have vague Clash of Demon Head vibes to it. Nice! Sorry, I had to. Unfortunately, I don't have the reverb echo thing going on for that. But, good. Good. That really does make me think of the Nice Code games. Not in a bad way, because, I mean, the good message was one of the few good things about those games, or at least one of the few consistently good things, anyway. So I'm guessing I do actually have to use all the pieces for this one. Yeah, here we go. So I've got... Oh, hold on. Yeah, so this piece, I mean, obviously I have to stick on the edges, because I can't really fit that anywhere else. Yeah, see, that's not going to work. Well, hold on. Do I even need to use all the pieces, or do I just use a few of them? Yeah, see, that doesn't really work. What? Clash of Demon Head was on your brother's clone system? I want to see that, because I've never... I don't think I've ever seen that game on a Famiclone. I don't recall seeing it anyway. Yeah, like Clash of Demon Head... I never really spent the time to, like, get into it. Maybe it's a good game, but I don't know. But I can't say I'm an expert. I don't know. I've heard mixed things about it, let's say that. But, yeah, this is far better than the last game. This actually feels like, you know, a game that you can at least have some fun playing in your own time. Again, this is the type of game that I would never stream in full. Because, I mean, who wants to see 40 levels of that? It's the one that you recommended. Is there a video for that one? Because, like I say, I have never come across that myself. I was like, yeah, born. I mean, they do have to start using more random words. Because otherwise it'd just be too easy to guess. Yeah, I can see where the difficulty comes in with this. It's... Oh, hold on. I could do this. Aha! I think I have it. The trick is to not use the line piece. Unlike Tetris. Oh, you're asking him? Yeah. Because I wonder if there is video footage of that one, because that does not sound like... Because I certainly don't have a clone of that game on it, I can tell you that. And I do own quite a few clones. I'm sure if I did have that game, I would have at least tried to get into it. I don't think I have it on anything. Oh. Okay, this may be... yeah, this may be where I kind of stop. Because this does not look like something I particularly want to do right now. I mean, again, this is not a bad game. Unlike Palamedes, this is not bad. It's not great, necessarily, but it's... I don't know. There's something to it. But yeah, I think I'll leave this one there. It's alright. You know, it's... like, yeah... Like I said, there have been a lot of average games in the series. Like this entire range is what I would say is kind of average. The Orb Retro... Actually, I might have seen that. I don't recall seeing Clash of Demon Head on it, though. But, yeah, I don't have that one. I think I remember it being sold in Debenhams at some point before they before they went bankrupt. But, oh, this is a difficult one. It's definitely in the middle somewhere. I mean, I'd say it's a better puzzle game than Loops, I think. But Loops maybe had a little bit better music. It's a better designed game than Dan Laser, but Dan Laser had a lot more going on. It was more interesting, Dan Laser. Like, it had the crazy mode, had the Jurassic Boy 2 music, had all the P power-ups. I don't know. If I had to choose between Dead Alien and Dan Laser, I think I'd go for Dan Laser, honestly. Oh, you have the more standard orb plug-and-plays. Interesting. Also, yeah, if you take a look at the top of this list, Tetris is still at number 1. And I feel like... I can't really be satisfied with Tetris being at the top of the list for this entire series. So, I think starting from now, starting from this point... Okay, let me copy this so it doesn't have the stupid tracking nonsense in it. Okay. Because that's what the stuff at the end of the URL does. It's just tracking bullshit. Yeah, but yeah, Tetris is currently at the top. Minesweeper is pretty close. In fact, Minesweeper is so good that I actually gave it an emote on this channel. Yeah, it's the the not Kirby face. You can tell it's not Kirby, by the way, it's white. I don't care that it's a Game Boy game, I'm using that as an excuse. But anyway. Yeah, and, you know, Bomb Jack is also pretty high up there as well, because Bomb Jack has the hot jams, and it's a good game. Yeah, let's load up Hong Kong first, before we do anything else. Yeah, let's get the ketchup and mustard palette on. Because, why not? I probably could have picked a better colour palette, but... Okay, can I get the camera working again? Not that it's especially important, but, you know. It's something to distract you from the game. There we go. Yeah, thanks OBS. How's about you include like a rollback update button so I don't have to deal with your broken-ass updates that don't work. Okay. Hold on, I need to look up something here, because it may be important for the game ranking. So yeah, Hong Kong for the Game Boy. Yep, this is Hong Kong. If you wondered what Hong Kong looks like, it looks like this. So, yeah, it is yet another game that involves, yeah, Mahjong tiles. And the whole idea is you have to get rid of the Mahjong tiles. But here's the thing, so this game kind of has gravity in effect. So, you have a stack of Mahjong tiles, stacked like this, because this game is a bit weird like that. And yeah, you kind of have to tackle them, taking the tiles out from the top down. It's kind of like, I don't know, Shanghai meets Jenga a little bit. I kind of like this game, actually. There's also a version on, what is it, Famicom Disk System. So, okay. In fact, just to show you what happens when you lose... Oh, okay, I guess it doesn't let you. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure on the Disk System version, if you click there, it would just say Game Over. But, okay. I guess this game tries to warn you if doing something is going to make you lose. Yeah, gotta bring all the hammers. Yeah, if only this was that one Z-Dog game and I could just hammer away at this wall. So it's like, I can get rid of this. I can't get rid of that one, though. It might be a bit of a problem. See, the problem is, you can only take away a specific tile every time. So, whichever tile is on the top left of the screen, you have to get rid of that one. So, like this tile, for instance, which I think is east. Well, yeah, I can't remember. I'm not good with Mahjong tiles, or remembering which ones they are. Yeah, see, now I've got to get rid of this one, which is awkward. But like I say, I like this game. You know, is it like the best Game Boy game ever made? Well, I'd say no, but, you know, it's alright. I don't know. It's about all I can say. You know, it's possibly one of the better games. It is not particularly a standout, but it's, you know. But yeah, like I say, this is how you play it. Just start from the top and work your way down. Oh, wait, you have an alarm for this stream? Yeah, well, you missed OBS crashing while I was trying to switch games. So, hopefully that will be the only OBS crash, because I think it's only crashed once in the last couple of streams. Actually, no, when I played Fall Void, it didn't crash at all, but yeah, you're here in time for Hong Kong, at least. I don't know. It's kind of funny, actually, because I own a multi-cart, like an official one from Hong Kong. It doesn't have this game on it, but it's from a company called Mani, who... Yeah, I think they were the official distributors for the Game Boy in Hong Kong. And they released, like, a few... You know, they released the Game Boy itself. And they also did a few multi-carts. Like, officially licensed ones, to my understanding, where... I'm trying to remember what the games were. Oh, I think I have to pick a bottom one. But, yeah, to my understanding... they were official. And, like I say, I do own one of them on cartridge. Like an actual cartridge of it. And it is like a 4-in-1 with IREM games. And it's a pretty good selection. So, it has a game called Matchmania, I think. Which is a little bit like this. You know, you're matching Mahjong tiles, but that one's closer to, like, actual Shanghai, rather than this weird take on it. So yeah, I'm going to try to leave the bottom row of tiles for as long as I can. Because if I get rid of those, you know, I won't lose. So we're nearly in the clear, I think. Maybe. Yeah, so I get rid of the blank tile, and I should be good to go from this point. But the levels do get harder. Like, this is the easy level, because, you know, it's, like, top-heavy. Hold on. I need to get the red one. There we go. There's the red tile, isn't it? Oh, no. Yeah, you're kind of bound by luck a little bit in this game, so I need to hope the top one comes up first. Okay, there we go. So, you win, and you get, Cantonese woman on screen. Hooray! At least I'm guessing it's Cantonese from the title, but, you know, who knows. But there we go, 6,300 points. I've got to be honest, I have no idea what the score system means. Because it's not like it's time-based. I don't think there is a time element to this at all. Like what does this mean? Like, do I get more points for being riskier or something? I don't know. Also, I don't know what the difference is between the... Oh, I see. Yeah, so game type C adds a timer. How do I change the pattern? Because that's kind of important. Oh, here we go. So yeah, field 2 is an hourglass. This one has a bunch of gaps, which makes it more difficult. You got the diamond. This one with gaps. Yeah, so like I said, there is a Famicom Disk System version of this as well, which, again, is quite good. It's pretty much the same game, but in colour, I think. Also, level... Let's try level... Let's call it... Level Hey! That sounds good. Oh. You can also set a time limit. I'm not really sure what the point of that is. I don't know. But let's see what level 2 looks like. It looks like this. Yep, again, you want to start from the top and work your way down, because, you know, it's the smart way of playing it, I think. Yeah. Thankfully, there aren't that many different tiles, so it's not too hard to differentiate between them, at least. Yeah, see, this is a problem, because I can't get rid of this one, because if I do... Back cover description from Great Wall. Is that the Saturn game? Because I don't recall seeing that. Hold on, what is this? The Great Wall. The Great Wall is tearing down! What a shocked information! No wonder the Emperor Qing got mad. So he is warning to people who wants to buy this cartridge. If you are not afraid to die, come over here. Amigo, do you want to be a hero or to be a chicken? If you think you are qualified to be a great hero, bring your big hammer and come. The Emperor Qing is waiting for you on the other end of tunnel of time. Okay, yeah, I've got to give him credit for that. That's awesome. Oh, okay, so if you press start, it quits. Okay, I didn't realise that. Okay, let's try field 3. Let's try level DDY. It's like DDR, but like the bootleg. Okay, yeah, so let's see how hard this level is. I don't know. I mean, I probably could have picked... Like, this may be a game that works best with the black and white colour scheme, to be honest, but... I don't know. I'm fine playing it like this. But it's like, okay, that set of tiles at the bottom... Yeah, you want to go for those last. Oh... But you see how much more cluttered this level is compared to the first two. It may not necessarily look immediately as hard as level 2, but... Yeah, it is. It definitely is. Though actually, that game over screen's pretty cool looking, I've got to be honest. I can't remember if that was in the Disk System version or not. Okay, let's... I'm going to see if I can actually beat this level, and if I can't... well, there is one more thing I do want to show off with this game, which may be important for the ranking, I think. You'll understand when I get to it. Fuck Tetris. Oh, if only they had Magic Cube on the Game Boy. You know, I think they missed out on a trick with that. So yeah, I need to keep getting rid of these tiles. So the thing is, you never know what tile it's going to give you next. Like, maybe there's a pattern, but I think it's random. At least to some extent. I don't know, that, I guess. But yeah, like I say, I like this game. It is a fun game. And fun games... Oh, okay, I clicked on the wrong one. Fun games are, you know, they tend to be a lot better than not fun games. Though, like I say, this one actually does get quite difficult. It's like, yeah, I don't really have many options for that. But I went for one anyway. Oh, okay, I need to get the one on the top first. And it's probably not going to give me that one for a while. Oh, no, here we go. Yeah. Thankfully, they don't give you many different types of tiles. So, you know, thank bugger for that at least. Yeah, look at this. I've got this just stack of tiles that just... So, it's such a thin stack. That it, yeah, it might mess me up later. God, like, I don't know if anyone's ever tried playing the high levels of this game, but, yeah, I could never do it. Cannot beat it. I don't know, I mean, maybe with enough... Oh. Okay, apparently this level is taller than I realised. Oh, it's maybe a problem. Yeah, see, it's a case of you really got to keep your eye on the... Well, I was going to say eye on the ball. There is no ball in this game. This is not a ball game. You know, we already had enough of that with the NFL game. Though I'm sure there are some better ones to come. In fact, actually, no, there is definitely a better one to come at least. And I'm waiting for that one. I wonder if the game's ever going to put me in like an unwinnable situation, because that does happen with this game, believe me. And I've never been quite sure if this is... If there is luck involved with this one. I've never been able to... Oh. Have you played with Russian blocks and magical stone? These games are out of date. I mean, to be fair, if the game they're talking about is Palamedes, then, you know, they're absolutely right. Okay, I got this left stack I need to take care of. Oh. Okay, that works. I can barely hear the music, though. It's so quiet. Yeah, I guess the music's alright. I don't know. It's not amazing, but, you know, it... Again, compared to Palamedes, it may as well be like a Tim Follin composition. I do like the yellow emoji-looking hand, though. Though, to be fair, it probably only looks that way because it's yellow, and that's just the colour scheme I picked for it. Oh, hold on. I may do it. Maybe. I might need... I might need a bit of luck, actually. With a little bit of luck, we can make it through the level. I don't know. Aha! That's what I wanted to see. Yeah, now it's just letting me clear all the top tiles. Aha! I'm about to win! My superior Hong Kong skills have allowed me to get the win screen. Yeah, so the Famicom version of Palamedes sounds fine. You know, that version of the game is okay. I wouldn't necessarily choose to play it, but the music in that one's pretty good. The Game Boy version was done by a different studio, who I can only assume didn't have a musician, because it was, like, very beepy and just horrible. Like, basically, imagine the NES soundtrack, but, like, if, like, Nice Code did it. Maybe not quite that bad, but, like, pretty close. Hold on, is there a way to go back? I don't think there is. Yeah, so I think once you go past the title screen, you're just kind of committed to the screen. CDY. It's like CDI, but not quite. Oh god, so I think I've got... Yeah, I've got 20 seconds to make a turn. I suppose you can reduce the amount of time and just make it crazy. Yeah. But you know what? I like this game quite a bit. Is it the best game that we've played? Well, no. But I enjoy it. Yeah. That's what happens if you lose, by the way. So there we go. Got the weird... Is it a dragon? I can't even tell. Yeah. So I get my points. Okay, we need to go back. There's a very important thing to show with this game. I'll make absolutely sure it gets seen. Here we go. Let's do it. So here we go. Actually, this might be a better colour scheme for this game, but yeah, look at how cool that title screen is. It's actually here we go. So this is what happens. If you hold A and B on the title screen and press start, you get a test program by Onion Software. Yeah, here we go. Guess what? Welcome to Breakout! Yep. You've played Alleyway, now get ready for Mahjong Breakout. And to be fair, it's not a bad version of Breakout. Especially for something that's a little, like, bonus test program game. Yeah, I like this. Very Breakout-like. It's kind of funny, because there actually was an arcade game. I think it was called... Oh, what was it called? I can't remember. Jongbo. Yeah, this is a lot like Jongbo, except the like Mahjong gameplay mechanics are kind of taken out, and now it's just the Mahjong blocks. Yeah, I like this, actually. I mean, this, combined with it being in, you know, a perfectly good game. Yeah, look at that. I am the greatest player of the world. You know, you cannot compare with my powers. Get loose. I don't think there's any sound in this mode. Oh, hold on. I just realised. Yeah, the sound has been off the whole time. But yeah, there's no sound in this part. I apologise for the game sound not playing. That you can blame OBS for being a tit. Also, how come the tiles here are so much bigger than the ones in the actual game? Maybe there's a mode in the main game where you can zoom in on the screen? I want to see if I can find that, actually. See, this is probably the best looking title screen we've seen, actually. Oh, shout out to a follow from Tralala Radio Network. Thank you. I swear I have the alerts thing set up, like I have the widget on here. But it doesn't appear to be working right now, and I apologise for that. But no, thank you for the follow. Is there a way to zoom in on this? No, if I press start, it just does that. Select doesn't do anything. Yeah, there aren't any in-game options. I don't think... No, okay. So you know what? Hong Kong? Pretty impressive effort, I would say. Also, this is what the music sounds like. It's, like I say, it's not amazing, but... Again, it ranks perfectly fine. And speaking of ranking, where does this game go on the list? Because, you know, we've got 30 games to put it up against. I mean, it's far better than, you know, Palamedes. Like, it's not even close. It's better than D-Delhi and Opus. It's just a more fun game, I find. And it's got more options as well. Yeah, this may be top 10. I'm not sure. I mean, do I like this game more than Shanghai? See, Shanghai is a good game. You know, it is kind of the ultimate tile matching game. But the Game Boy version is limited in terms of options, because you only have the one board. I think all you can do is randomize where the tiles spawn in. But, you know, Hong Kong has 9 different level layouts, and it has Breakout. So, you know, it has to go above Shanghai for that. You know, Spot has the hot jams, but it doesn't have Breakout. You know, same for Motocross Maniacs. I mean, Serpent is, you know, it's pretty good. You know, and I think it might be even better with a 2-player mode. Yeah, it's 2 games in 1. None of these other games are 2 games in 1. You might get different game modes, but you don't get 2 different games. You know, it's Breakout and it's Hong Kong. Oh, also the screen died on my end for a second. Okay. The stream's falling apart. No. But is it as good as Dr. Mario? Because Dr. Mario has a better soundtrack. It's got the 2-player stuff going on. This is a tough one. I don't know. The Breakout can only carry it so far. It's not as good as Battle City. Battle City is definitive. Like, that is the Dendy game to end all Dendy games. And the Game Boy version is pretty good. So, yeah, I'm going to say... It's a tough one. I mean, if I could only play one... I mean, here's the thing. I would say the NES version of Dr. Mario is possibly a little bit better. I'm not sure if I'd say that about the Famicom Disk System version of Hong Kong, though. Yeah, I think I'm going to give it the edge over Dr. Mario. It's close, but I think the Breakout mode gives Hong Kong just a slight edge over Dr. Mario. So, congratulations to the new number 5 on this list, Hong Kong. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty impressive. Never would have thought it would be that high, but let's keep the ball rolling. Or the wheel rolling. Also, the sound on the wheel has stopped working. Oops. Oh. Yep, it's going to be all puzzle games today, apparently. Nothing but puzzles. Ah, yes, Tesserae. You might not have heard of this one, but, oh. You wasn't verified? What, you have to be verified to type in the chat? I don't know how that works. But, let's... Yes, you're welcome. You are welcome. And I appreciate anyone watching the stream. And you've made it just in time for the definitive classic puzzle game of its generation. Tesserae. I think I've played this one a little bit. Wait, you have to put in a phone number? Oh. Yeah, I think it's because I was getting a lot of spam. I'm just going to use the default colour scheme for this one, because really, who cares? I mean, it's a Game Tech game, and Game Tech made that awful, like, American Gladiators game for, like, the SNES and Mega Drive. They do not deserve a custom colour scheme. But, yeah, from 1993. So, I think this game was released exclusively in Europe. So, I'm just going to go for a beginner. So, I think the idea of this one, I forget exactly, it's been a while. You have to get rid of all the tiles, I think. So I think how this game works is... Yeah, so you've got this box of tiles, and then you can move it 2 spaces from where it is. So, like, I can do this, and then I can do this, but I can't... Yeah, okay. Oh! There's an undo button, I forgot about that. I mean, the sound effects are okay, I guess. Not like, amazing, but, you know, serviceable, let's say. Also, yeah, you can't go over blank spaces, so I can't... Like, this one, I can't make it go to the right. You need to sell your number for the chat. Okay, I'm going to need to check that after the stream. Yeah, I do apologise. It's been a while since I've checked the settings, but if that is the case, I'm seriously going to have to take a look into that. Also, hello, Electric Boogaloo. You've made it just in time for the puzzle game classic Tesserae. So, Tesserae, I don't know. I never quite got this one. So it's a puzzle game where you make blocks cross over one another. You tell me. Like, I don't know. I mean, is this game good? Website where you receive SMS messages. Oh, interesting. But yeah, so I guess the secret to this, I think, was to keep the playfield from being as messy as you possibly can. I don't know. I never quite got this game. It's like, I don't know. I'm doing something. I don't know what it means. But, yeah, I seem to recall this, the general reception of this game is that it's kind of not great. And, yeah, I'm playing it right now, and I'm going to say it's not great. Okay, I don't know what's going on there. That's just bizarre. Okay, here's a question: has anyone played this game, and if so, what are your thoughts on it? Because yeah, I remember not being particularly a fan. Like, I've played this game enough to beat the first level, and that's it. I've never done anything beyond that. Yeah, level 1 is like, well, I'll say level 1. Level 2 is as far as I ever got, and I didn't care to really play it beyond that point. It's like, but yeah, like I say, I mean, there is a version of this on Game Gear, and yeah, the Game Gear version, I want to say, is a little bit better, because at least in that one, each different type of tile has a different colour associated with it. So at least on that version, it's easier to tell the different tiles apart. Yeah, I'd say that makes that version preferable to this one. But I've got to be honest, you probably wouldn't want to play either version. Just, you know, just spitting out the takes. Yeah, this is a case where I think the colour does improve things. Again, you wouldn't really want to play this version. I don't know. I'm not really sure what to even say about this game, other than it exists. Oh god. Is that a reference to that one Game Gear ad from the 90s where it had, was it Even Suplee? Who, like, hit his head while playing a game, but, like, he hit his head with a squirrel or something. And he was like, yeah, I can see the colours now! Yeah, I remember that. God, like, he went from that to My Name is Earl. Which is kind of just weird to think about. It's kind of funny when you see people in ads before they get famous. Okay, let's see if I can actually beat level 1 of this game. But yeah. So, what this game is, it's hard to describe it. It's like, okay, imagine, like, Shanghai, except shite. And that's kind of what this game feels like to me. It's like, you could play this game, but, you know, you could just play Shanghai instead. Like I say, I mean, like, okay, so Hong Kong is a very worthy take on Shanghai. And this, I'm going to say, is not. Yeah. So that's what it looks like when you beat level 1. The sailboat got from mole rats. I've forgotten about mole rats. I don't think I've ever actually seen that in full. But yeah, so you got one mosaic tournament. Like, I don't even remember what the tournament is. I think you just play through all the levels in order. But, Jet Black in the Pitfall, I forgot about that. So, let's see, you've got an X. You've got, like, Blombia level designs. Let's go for this one with the hole. Yeah, the donut level. So this one, they just straight up make it harder by just giving you messy tiles to begin with. Where the first level doesn't do that. Yeah, that sounds about right to me. It's a grandparents' game. I don't know, like... But then again, you can say that for, like, good games. I mean, you could maybe say that for, like, Minesweeper, and Minesweeper is great. Like I say, this game is kind of bollocks. I don't know. And, like I say, I think this was a European exclusive. Like, no one else wanted to touch this one. Surprisingly. I don't know. I mean, it's certainly not the worst game I've played, but... it's far from good. I don't know. It's kind of the thing. I mean, it's kind of bad, but in a different way to Palamedes. Palamedes was bad because it was just a bad port. Whereas this, I think, is a competent port. It's just a port of a game that you probably wouldn't want to bother with. So I think this was a DOS game originally. And like I say, it's also on Game Gear. You know, if you really wanted a home version of this, the Game Gear was probably the one to go for. But again, you probably wouldn't want to play that either. The Game Boy towards the businessman crowd? Yes, Minesweeper is an everyone game, and the Game Boy version is a very good version. Which is why it's as high on the list as it is. Yeah, I don't think this is beating Minesweeper. Okay, what do we do here? Yeah, see, I don't know. I mean, I can do this. If it will let me. I don't know. I mean, it's not the worst thing ever. There is a cerebral element to this. I'm sure when you know the rules, you might be able to have some fun with it. Maybe. But then again, I think I have figured out the rules, and I'm still just like... Yeah, I'd rather just play, like, Tetris or something. Oh, yeah, what do you think? Should I just move on to the next game? Oh, okay, I didn't mean to do that, but I guess that works. Also, like, there isn't even any music. It's just got these sound effects, and that's it. I mean, the sound effects aren't bad, necessarily, but it's... Oh, okay, I didn't... No, I didn't want to do that! I was trying to, like, unclick. And not fun click, which is a different game. Okay, you want me to skip this. You know what, I will say this. This is a better game than Tasmania's Story. It's not that level of bad. This is, you know, kind of competent, but it's no Hong Kong. It is no Hong Kong. It's no Yakuman either. And as far as puzzle games go, it's no Flipple. Like, Flipple is a better game. But is it worse than Penguin Land? I mean, Penguin Land at least had that one song that made it pretty good. But I feel like Tesserae is less frustrating. I don't know. If I had to play this or Penguin Land... I mean, the thing is, with Penguin Land, I'd play any other version of the game over the Game Boy one. Because it's just a bad version of a good game. This... I don't know if it's a decent representation of the game it's based on, but... Yeah, I think it's just a case where the game it's based on just wasn't that great in the first place, which gives it more of an excuse as compared to Penguin Land. Yeah, I think when it comes down to it, yeah, I think Tesserae is just that slight bit less bad. It's like... And like I said, there's a pretty clean split between these games. Like, Flipple is fine, Tesserae is not. Let's put it that way. But, oh, I've got a few 64K titles on this wheel, and I really want to play one of those at this point. I'm waiting for them to come up. Ooh. Yep, just going to get all the puzzle games out of the way, but we do at least get one with an awesome title. I mean, Catrap is, like, the best name for a game ever. Also, yeah, the Game Boy models. I mean, technically the original one is probably the weakest, but, you know, it's also the first one. You gotta give it some credit. The Game Boy Advance, like, the original one was fucking terrible. Because, like, you just can't see what's happening on screen. So, like, I'm gonna say Game Boy Advance, the original, because the screen is, like, invisible. It's just, it is the absolute worst. But it's kind of funny, like, we really are just getting all of the puzzle games out of the way. But, yeah, here we go. Catrap, aka Pitman, which is an awful title. Like, Catrap is one of the best names for a game ever. Pitman is one of the lamest. So why would you ever call a game Pitman? It's like no, they should have just rewritten that at the drawing board. But yeah, the GBA screen is garbage. I'm sorry. But you know, I'm just gonna pretend this is Catrap because I think it is the exact same game, just with a different title. But get a load of the amazing Catrap menu theme. Okay, here we go. Also, I think I did just pick the default color scheme by accident, but I think it will work for this game. Yeah, here we go. Red Cat Boy punches Mummy. Yeah, welcome to the Cato C game. So here we go. Level 2. I remember this game being pretty good, actually. It's a bit like... I was going to say Load Runner, but no, it's not really. Because Load Runner... It's kind of more action-based. This, you just kind of think it through, and... I don't think the enemies ever attack you, or at least I don't remember them doing that. Also, welcome to Cat Girl mode. See how this differs. Yeah. Kind of the same, except, yeah, different theme song. Different sprites. So, who do you think's got the better theme song? The Sands of Time? Oh yeah, that's right. Wasn't there like a time reverse mechanic in this? I think there is. I forget how that works. We're gonna have to get up to that point at least before I rank this one. Where the characters are literally named Catboy and Catgirl. You know what? Like that... that puts it up to like at least like the top 20, regardless of the game quality. And like I say, I do remember this game being perfectly fine. You know, it's probably one of the better puzzle games we're going to see. I mean, it's far better than Tesserae, I can tell you that already. Like, Tesserae is just... I don't even know what to say to that one. It's just wrong-headed nonsense. Oh no, I forget how the puzzles in this work. I think... Yeah, there is a slight Boulder Dash quality to this. Very slightly. With the whole thing, like, you're pushing boulders around. But instead of crystals, you're just punching mummies, I guess. Oh yeah! No, that one is pretty bad. The N64 Game Boy adapter. Which, the thing is, that adapter would be amazing if you could play any other Game Boy game on it. Okay, if I could play, you know, Super Mario Land with that Game Boy adapter, it would be like 10 out of 10. But because they limit it to Pokemon, that makes it like a 1 out of 10 for me. Like, you know, I mean, you may be aware I'm not particularly a fan of Pokemon. It's not bad, it's just not really something I choose to play, really. I don't know, like, the transfer pack is almost great. But because they limit it, like, that ruins it. Thankfully, there are mods that you can use, like soft mods. When I say soft mods, I mean, like ROMs that you just use, and it allows you to actually load the, just any Game Boy game you want. And when you do that, it's actually pretty good. But you have to do that setup. Like, you need like a flash card or something to make the transfer pack even remotely decent. I mean, unless Pokemon is the only game you want to play on Game Boy. But suffice to say, that person is not me. Yeah, I mean, technically it worked with, like, Perfect Dark and Mario Golf. And I think Mario Tennis. I do have Perfect Dark on Game Boy Color, but, I have no memory of how that game actually works. The Game Boy Color version, the N64 version, I remember more. Yeah, the Game Boy Player nowadays I think is really expensive. Or certainly the boot disc is, anyway. But, yeah, it's like I have both the Game Boy Player and... how's this work? Yeah, I have both the Game Boy Player and the Super Game Boy. But I have seen the Super Game Boy 2. I don't know how different it is to the first one. I think it may be capable of playing Game Boy Color games. Unless I'm wrong on that, but I know it came out pretty late, so maybe it does. Yeah, see, the Game Boy boot disc is quite expensive, unfortunately. It's a shame, because, like I say, the Game Boy Player is a great piece of equipment to have, especially if you're going to play Game Boy Advance games, or Game Boy Color games on a system. Again, Super Game Boy 2 might be able to run Game Boy Color, but it was only released in Japan, so for me it's kind of a moot point. Okay, it doesn't play Game Boy Color. Well, it's definitely more robust than the first one, at least. I do know that much. It's got more features. Yeah. Also, if you're wondering... So now we have to face against the ghosts, which are basically the mummies, except they are not bound to gravity. Plays at the correct speed. Well, to be fair, the speed difference actually is very minor for Super Game Boy. It's minor enough that I don't tend to notice it much. Like, I think it's very slightly faster. I forget exactly how this level works. So I think you go up here first. I think. Oh, I messed up! So is that literally just an undo function, or do you have to use that for puzzles later on? I can't remember. Oh, also, yeah, I may have messed this one up. Let's restart. Oh, it has link cable support. Okay, that's kind of important. Also, yeah, the new borders. Well, you gotta have the borders. I mean, that's half the fun of the Game Boy Player. Or, Super Game Boy, sorry. Yeah, so it is undo. I thought maybe, because when you said, like, Prince of Persia Sands of Time, I thought maybe there was more to using that than it just being undo. I thought, like, maybe it was, like, a central gameplay mechanic that became a thing later on. I've never played that far into this game, I've got to be honest. As much as I like the idea of it, I've never made that much progress. So it is just an undo function. Well... Oh, how do I do this? So this song, it sounds almost... I don't know, like the way they use the wavetable. Slight Mega Drive feel to it, which I appreciate. So I love the Mega Drive sound. Oh. You know what? Watch this. Actually, I might need to undo quite a bit of this. Actually, I'm not sure how you solve this one. I'm a little bit stuck. Oh, hold on. Yeah, that undo function, quite convenient. You bought in Sands of Time on PSP. Didn't they release a Prince of Persia game recently? I think they did. See, I can't just... No, you can't press down on this. I thought maybe you could. Well, this is a real noodle scratcher. Oh, it's a 2D game. Okay, this is where the game might get a little bit difficult. Because I do not know how to solve this bit. Yeah. Yeah, see the problem is I can't go under the boulder. And I can't get to the ladder. I feel like maybe I'm doing this in the wrong order in some way. Okay, I want to try to figure out this level. Yeah, see the Mega Drive has awesome sound. And anyone who says otherwise, I don't trust them. Like, if you think the Mega Drive audio is bad, then I'm like, you know what? I'm not sure if I can trust your... what you have to say. Okay, here we go. I got it figured out eventually. Boom! Or bomb, I guess. Yeah, it took me ages to do, but... Well, say ages, 2 minutes. That's still like half as long as it would take me to beat, like, the second level of Dead Alien. Oh, here we go. I forget exactly how this level works. The Model 2. I don't know, I get the feeling that a lot of, like, SNES fans never really played, like a real Mega Drive. They may have just emulated it. Okay, there we go. First try. But yeah, this is definitely one of the better games. I'm not sure if it's on the level of Hong Kong, but it's pretty good. It's one of those games, it's... I don't know. Let's say slight, yeah, so I think I've got to do this in a certain order. Fatal Fury 2. But the, Mega Drive version? I never actually played that. I don't know. I'm no expert on, yeah, on Fatal Fury or, like, just Neo Geo stuff in general. Yeah, I've heard it's quite good. I think it's on one of the Mega Drive mini consoles, but I just never really played it. So I seem to recall the consensus is, like, the first one's okay, second one is good, and the Mega CD one kind of sucks. I think. So they cut animation out on the Mega CD game. See if going to the left is the secret to this level. Actually, I'm gonna guess probably not, now that I take a look at it. I'm like, yeah, probably shouldn't have done that. Metal Slug for Saturn? I didn't even realise there was a version for that. Like, I know there's a version on PlayStation which is supposed to be not great. Okay, how do you do this? Because I can't go up here. Okay, now I'm confused. I think maybe I'm supposed to make a hole there at the beginning. Oh, wait, I thought you said the Mega Drive version of Fatal Fury 2 soundtrack was by Matt Fern, so I was a bit confused there for a second. I was like, what? Okay, I think I've got this figured out. Yeah, cat girl with the cat ears and the cat dress, I guess, I don't know. Has it all figured out. I don't know. So I don't remember how many levels there are to this. Yeah, also, it's a good thing they have the scroll function. Though you can't scroll vertically, maybe the game just doesn't do that. Okay. So I don't know what that bit is on the top left. I'm guessing that's just there for visual flair, a little bit. Okay, I'm not sure what to do on this bit. But yeah, I like this game. So yeah, Hook on the Mega Drive. I've never played that one. I don't know. Not one that I'm familiar with. Also, I don't know how to solve this level. Oops. Yeah, I like this game. This is a good one. It's kind of funny actually, because I said at the start of the stream that most of the games that we'd come across, I would say, had been, well, I'll say most, like at least half of the games have been pretty average. Average. Yes, average. But, yeah, it's been, well, I don't know if I'd say feast or... Yeah, it's kind of feast or famine in terms of quality today. Some of these games are good, and some of them really aren't. Oh, okay, I think I just figured out what I'm supposed to do. I need to get, like, a single block over to the left. Or no, I need to get 2 blocks over to the left. What am I talking about? Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Yeah, I mean, the SNES version I think does sound better, honestly, when it comes to Street Fighter. Though, what was it? Special Champion Edition, the Mega Drive version of that sounds pretty good. Super Street Fighter 2 on Mega Drive sounds a bit rubbish by comparison, unfortunately. Yeah, that I think sums it up pretty well. But, I mean, some of them are Tasmania Story, and some of them are also Palamedes. But then again, some of them are also Hong Kong, so swings and roundabouts, really. I think I'll leave this one here. I'll probably come back to it in my own time. Again, it's the type of game that's good, but I wouldn't necessarily stream it in full, because I think there are quite a lot of levels, like at least 100. Yeah, I don't think it's quite on the level of Hong Kong. But it's definitely better than Spot. It belongs in the top 10 somewhere. And I would say... Is it better than Motocross Maniacs? I feel like there's more to it. Motocross Maniacs has 8 levels, and this has like at least 100, I think. East 3 on the Mega Drive. I haven't played that one. I've played East 1 to some extent, but I never got that far into it. It's better than Serpent, I think, a little bit. You know, because you got the Cat Boy and the Cat Girl. But if I'm being honest, I don't think it's... It's close to Dr. Mario, but Dr. Mario has Chill and Fever, and you have Cat Boy and Cat Girl, but the theme songs aren't... They're not on the level of those 2 songs. And Dr. Mario also has 2-player, whereas Catrap does not. Catrap, you only have the 1-player mode. You cannot have Cat Boy and Cat Girl at the same time. Or, actually, I say that, I think there are later levels where you do play as both. I seem to recall that being a thing, but it takes a while to get to that point. Yeah, I'm going to say Dr. Mario kind of has the edge slightly. The music gives it the edge, but it's close. So, congratulations to the 7th best game so far, Catrap, which we will not call Pitman. If the game was only called Pitman, it would be like 5 places lower on the list. But Catrap, that gives it points over Serpent. Ooh, here we go. Let's see what we've got. Oh. We really are just doing all the puzzle games. Like, I know there are quite a few on this wheel, but... Like, I can promise you there are plenty of non-puzzle games on this wheel. Like, welcome to the puzzle game special. Okay, so, yes. Welcome to the classic game, Migrain Acclaim. Yeah, do you want to play some Migrain Acclaim? That's an amazing title for a game. You know, it's almost as good as Dead Alien. Oh god, Master Caretaker. That is one I'm not looking forward to. Because I know that game. I've played that one enough. Yeah, migraine. You wear this if you get a migraine, but I'm just doing it because I want to look like a Reno. But here we go. Migrain Acclaim. Let's see what this is. Yeah. So, as you may have guessed, the game isn't actually called Migrain Acclaim. It's a game called Migraine, published by Acclaim. I don't know why they credited Acclaim on the menu. It's kind of weird, because they didn't do that for any of the other ones. But yes, made by Gremlin Graphics, who made some pretty good games back in the day. It's got a really cool effect at the beginning. Heat grain. Okay, let's just try easy. I don't want to make it too hard to begin with. Wait, hold on. Music. Oh god, it's got that like microcomputer thing where you can only have music or sound effects, which is really weird. Like, I don't recall seeing any other Game Boy games that had this issue. There are a couple on the NES that do, but yeah, that just tells you that this is a microcomputer conversion. I can't remember what the original was called, but okay. Okay, so the game is on a grid, but the controls are kind of awkward. Yeah, like where it kind of tries to center itself, but it's not especially successful. Music's alright. I forgot this game even had music. I just remember it only having sound effects, but maybe I just set it to that. Or maybe the other version has the sound effects by default. So, this is how you beat the game, by the way. So you just refract a piece of light. Actually, maybe I should have used the inverted colour scheme. It would look a lot better doing that. In fact, you know what? Let's do that. Because I don't think I've actually shown the inverted colour scheme yet. So, yeah. So I want to make it look half decent. This game might be worth that. Yeah, here we go. Time for inverted colours! Yeah, see, the Acclaim logo even looks a little bit better there, I think. Slightly. Okay, migraine. Okay, let's... I think I'll just leave it on easy. I don't think there's any real reason to play this on anything harder. Wait, there was a PC98 version of this? Yeah, I'm going to leave the music on, actually. I wonder if it changes. Oh. Great, apparently I need a password for level 2. Wonderful. Fine, I'll just do level 1 again in that case. Because the game wants to be an arse. Like, most games like this, you can at least play, like, you know, level 5 before you have to use a password. It's just, I don't know. It's a little bit silly, but I'm not gonna hold that against the game too much. Though the controls are a bit... I'm not sure if laggy is the word, but sometimes it will move something twice when I only want to do it once. There we go. Refract the light through the darkness. Out of darkness cometh light. Yes, published by Electro Brain. That's a great name. Were they the people that published Spanky's Quest? Purveyors of quality. A homebrew game called Migraine. Not Acclaim. But maybe there is one called Acclaim, I don't know. Yeah, that's level 2, by the way. Well done. Thank you, game. But, yeah, so, outside of Japan, on Game Boy at least, this was known as Brainbender, as stated in the chat. I mean, the music's alright. Kind of like that. So I think... Yeah, because you don't want the light to refract back to the start, because if you do that, you, like, lose health, I think. So you gotta be really careful. I kind of like the music. I give credit for that. But yeah, so you see like the screen flash a little bit earlier. That's what happens if the light gets refracted, sorry, back to you. I forget what the point of the lights are, but I think you're supposed to switch them on to beat the level. There we go. Yeah, this actually is one of the few games that I think works best with the inverted color scheme, actually. It looks pretty good. Because otherwise the lights would just look weird. Also, they do not give you a lot of time to do that. Wait, Taito released Spanky's Quest in Europe? I don't recall ever seeing any copies of that. Okay, so I'm going to... yeah. Deliberately make this so that the thing doesn't refract back to me. Because that's like the key to like not losing at this game. Yeah, this is where... oh. Okay, I guess that works, and you just go straight through the... like, is there a pipe? Is that how the light's going through the thing? Yeah, the gems are... they're pretty decent in this one. It's not... like, the gems aren't amazing. They're not spot-level gems, but they're... you know, they're pretty alright. They are solid-level gems. Like, they are, at the very least, like they're warm gems, I would say. Moderately warm gems. Let's call it that. Oh, wait, how do I do this? It's maybe a problem. Oh, okay, that works. In fact, these gems, they're vaguely reminiscent of Speedy Egbert, if anyone's ever played that. That's a game I kind of want to stream one day, actually. This one's perfectly fine. Yeah, in fact, I'd say this is probably the first game I've played so far today. That this would be somewhere in the middle. You know, it's not great, but it probably would go in the top half of the list somewhere, I think. It's not top tier, but I'm like, yeah, I would not mind having a session with this. Oh, oops. Okay, let's see if I can get this to the goal. There we go. Room temperature gems. Microwave level gems. Yeah, microwave these gems for about a minute. Doing pretty well. Also, okay, for a second I thought I was playing Bosconian, and now I'm disappointed that I'm not. It's got a slight look of that to it. I wonder who did the soundtrack for this, actually. Oh, wait, how do I do this? Okay, this may be a problem. Okay, I'm stuck a little bit. I mean, it does have to... oh, yeah, by the way, don't do that. Just pro tips. I mean, the controls are a little bit awkward, but I've certainly dealt with worse on the stream, I can tell you that. Yeah, I think I'm going to run out of time on this one. But, oops. So I messed up. Yeah, there we go. So that's what happens if you run out of time. Blast off. Yeah, the really disappointing sequel to Bosconian. I just remember playing that game and, like, that's a game that, like, legitimately made me just disappointed. It's just like, I don't want to play this. Not Brainbender. I mean, Blast Off, the sequel to, oh, but what? Oh, I see. You lose points if you restart run, but I guess that kind of makes sense. Oh god. This may actually be kind of difficult, this level. Because look at the many ways you have to refract this. Okay, I see. So I have to use all of these. Okay, so I've got to do the same thing again going the other way. The problem is they do not give you a lot of time to solve this. I think that's really the issue with this game, is that... I don't know. I think really the issue with the game is the time limit. And the fact that this is on the easy difficulty, and that's how limited the time is, I think that's the real problem with it. If they got rid of the time limit, or made it more lenient on the easier difficulties, it wouldn't be so much of a problem. I don't know. I think it kind of... It loses points for that, for me. You know, like, I lose points for continuing, but the game loses points for having, yeah, just an unnecessary time limit, I feel. Or at least I feel it's unnecessary anyway. Or, like, they should at least have a mode that gets rid of the time limit. Or, like, that's what the easy difficulty should have done. I don't know. Like, I can't imagine playing this on a higher difficulty. It's like... It's like, okay, I have to be very careful with that. Okay. See, look at that. I barely got it that time. And I did barely get any mistakes. I don't know. I think that's really where this game falls down, is the time limit. Again, it really has that feel of like a microcomputer game. And there are ways in which that is definitely a bad thing. Like, I'm not a big microcomputer game fan, personally. And, yeah, I don't know. Again, there are things about this game that I like, but it's definitely not one of the best games. It belongs somewhere in the middle, really. I don't know how this plays compared to the other versions. I haven't played the other versions, I'll be honest, and yeah, I don't think this was ever ported to Game Gear or anything like that. I think this had a different name on other systems. Oh. Yeah, I think this did have a different name when it was brought over to, like, other platforms. Yeah, I do think using a mouse with this game would work better. I can't remember what other systems this was released for, but I'm guessing some of those at least had, yeah, yeah, like, mouse control. And, yeah, if this was on, like, Amiga with, like, a mouse controller, yeah, that would probably be ideal for this. Also the fact they just keep redrawing the lines, which... I'm not really going to blame the game for that. I think that's just a limitation of the Game Boy, for what it's worth. But yeah, I think it's really the controls that are kind of the problem with it. Not that the controls are bad, more that the controls are... They're not ideal for this game, I think. They're workable, but yeah, kind of limits what you can do a little bit. So yeah, I think you're kind of right. I don't think the controls are bad, but certainly yeah, this being on the Game Boy does not really help necessarily. Also, by the way, that was level 1 that I just completed. That entire set of levels was level 1. Oh, so it was originally Mindbender? Okay. Also, what is the American cover? Oh, it's just the Electro Brain face just exploding. It reminds me a bit of the artwork they used to have on like Watara Supervision. Yeah, so I think I'll end this here. But like I say, I mean the game's all right. Yeah, like I say, I think that's the first truly sort of average-ish game so far this stream, which is surprising it's taken this long. I mean, it's not as good as Catrap. You know, we have to draw the line there. It is not as good as Catrap. But is it as good as Hyper Load Runner? There's a question. Yeah, I think it may be like a similar thing to Load Runner, where like there are better versions of it. But I think the controls worked better for Load Runner a little bit. They're both workable. They both have their issues in terms of just how they play. I think really what gets me is the time limit. It's just a little too limiting early on at points. Also, the difficulty seems a bit all over the place, to some extent. It's not the worst ever, though certainly, I don't know, I think it's a little bit better than Cheeky Cheeky Tengoku. Design-wise, it's got a bit more to it. Yeah, I'm going to put it between those two. Sounds good to me. Okay, so let's see if we can get something that's not a puzzle game. Fingers crossed. Oh. No, we're good. Yep. Welcome to Puzzle Game Mania. You know, last week we had Boxxle 1. This week we got Boxxle 2. Well, you know, we may as well get this one out of the way. But, yes, Boxxle 2. I guess, if nothing else, by the time we get to this stuff next week, there'll be hardly any puzzle games left. Boxxle 2! Yeah, Boxxle 2, like I say. So, I'm really curious how this compares to Boxxle 1. Yeah, Boxxle 2. I mean, they've got a 2 on the title. Well, actually, no, there's 2 2s. So, surely this should be Boxxle 4. Yeah, this looks a lot like the first one. It's even got the same theme music, I think. Oh, wait, there's music options. Okay, let's go for BGM B. Like, create. Wait, can you make your own levels in this? Okay, I don't remember these being in the first one. Yeah, it's II Boxxle, the classic. Championship Boxxle. I mean, this probably is harder than the first one. Wait, is it UFO? What? What's going on? Yeah, so I think this may be Boxxle 1, but with more different levels and a bit more in the way of content. Because, like I said, I don't remember there being a level editor in the first game. And I don't think there was an option to change the music. I think you only had the one song in that one. So already this is looking to be better than the original, at least. You know, it's got a bit more in terms of features. And it does have the voice sample. That was in the first one. Which? It's the ultimate question. Like which? I don't know. What do you think? Yeah, this is definitely going to be harder than the first one. I'm not good at this game. I never was. Yeah, this may be a problem. Yeah, see, this is the problem. I've always been rubbish at these games. Like... But I think you get infinite tries at least. I mean, the music's pretty good. I have to give it credit. The music is acceptable jams. Yeah, a little bit Natsume. I think this was done by Atelier Double. I think that's what they were called. So yeah, I don't know how to solve this level. Just trial and error, maybe. Hold on, yeah, see, the problem is this box is on the wrong side. This is the wrong side. Yeah, see, if this box on the right was on the other side, I could do this. Maybe I could design my own version of this level, where that box isn't a bastard. Yeah. So this is just... Yeah, this is Dead Alien all over again. Just like failing at level 2. Yeah, you know what? The first game had easier levels. So maybe it's the better game after all. Oh, here we go. Hold on, I think I may have gotten the solution. What's the answer? What's the conclusion? Yeah, as I say, these games are not my strength. Okay, there we go. Yeah! Though I kind of miss... If anyone remembers... what was the game called? Pandora's Box. Where every time you get... every time you move the box in the right place, or over the hole, like, you have a man just going, yeah! Depth Dwellers. I know what game you're talking about. I've never played it, but... yeah. Isn't Depth Dwellers supposed to be really bad, though? I think it is. Oh, is there an option to change the music? Because I kind of want to hear what the other songs sound like, but... yeah, oik. That's a good password. Yeah, let's try BGMC. So, oh, is it meant to be a 0? Yeah, it's a good password. Oh. Oh no, don't tell me it just sends you back to... wait. What? Okay, now I'm confused. Okay, so level 3, level 4. Okay, so I can just do any of the first 10 levels. So I think it just keeps track of which ones I actually beat. Yeah, so this is just the song from the first game, I think. I recognise the song. Yeah, I gotta be honest, the other song was better. But I'll play a level with this theme. So I think the dark brown ones are the ones in the box. Oh, okay, how do I do this? Probably messed it up. Let's try it anyway. Yeah, okay, so because I put one box in the wrong place, I have to redo the whole thing. Well, I get that it's a level select, but I'm just wondering how the passwords work. So it's, yeah. I think it's just a case where it tracks which levels you've completed. Yeah, okay, so I don't think this is the solution. But I don't know what it is. Yeah, second game definitely has better level themes than the first one. Like, this one is okay, but it's not on the level of the second game. Okay, so this is like theme C, so this is just the first game theme. Let's hear what theme A sounds like. So I was expecting that to be the song from the first game, but... okay. I'm not going to bother beating the first set of levels, so let's just... so, OGQ... oh, wait, what's it doing? Wait, how do I... ah, here we go. BGMA. Let's try level 10. Yeah, let's do one of the zoomed out levels, why not? Yeah, this is the song I remember from this one. So, Panda... No, I was talking about the Netty Rossi game for PlayStation. Which is a variation on this. It's basically this, but in 3D. Oh no. How do I do this thing? I am confused. This level breaks your brain. I don't know. I mean, I can solve it with, like, trial and error, maybe. Oh, Pushy 2. Yeah, Pushy 2 is the one with the amazing sound effects. It's worth playing it just for those, to be honest. Yeah, I gotta be honest, I think BGMB was kind of the best one. It's like, you don't even need the other two themes, just go for that one all day and you're set. The thing with these song options, rarely are they ever equal in terms of quality. There's usually one that stands out above the others. Typically song A, but sometimes you'll get a game like this where it's actually song B. You know, like Tetris, of course, has the classic Tetris theme, which is also song A. You've got song A from Penguin Land, which is the best thing about the game. Just the whole game in general. It's like, the rest of it can't even compare to that one. Also, I dread to imagine how hard the later levels in this one are. Because, I mean, look at how many moves it takes to do this level. Like, I didn't even mess up or anything. It's just, no, it just takes this long. But I think I'll do this level and then I'll move on. Because I think we've seen enough box pushing for, like, over the past week. You know, we had Full Void, there was box pushing in that. Not nearly as much as this, to be fair, but, you know, it was in there. You know, and then there was also Boxxle 1. I mean, so, usually you get the Japanese versions of these games on the multicart as well, where it will be just Sokoban, but it's just the same game, but with Japanese menus, I think. Okay. Oh! It's a good password. Anyway, I think I'll leave it there. So I think, yeah, it's very much like Boxxle 1, except it's got a couple extra features which give it the edge over the first one. So it's definitely better than Boxxle 1. But is it better than Q-Billion? I mean, BGMB may give it the edge over Q-Billion, because the music in Q-Billion was okay, but it was no BGMB. You know, and it didn't have a level editor, I don't think. It's not as good as Space Invaders, though. Space Invaders has invaders that come from space. And, you know, Boxxle just doesn't have that, so, yeah. I'm going to say, better than Q-Billion, not as good as Space Invaders. So, well done, Boxxle 2. You've outdone my expectations of not being identical quality-wise to the first one. But we're doing Othello, at least. We are doing Othello. Because I'd rather not have to think about playing Othello again. Othello is... I don't know. It's got a good title screen, at least. I give it points for this title screen. But, yeah. Also, I'm not going to give this a custom interface, because it's Othello and it doesn't deserve that. Oh, no. Oh, hold on. Can I just make the computer play itself? Because if so, I'm just gonna do that. Put music. Yeah, music on. Why not? Oh, okay. You know what? I give this version points because I don't actually have to play it. I can pretend I'm playing it. Yeah, do you think you should go for the one on the top? Yeah, there you go. Get the one on the top. And then you gotta... Mr. Johnson makes the play for the pieces on the corner. He's gonna try to make the escape on the corner. But, a girl with the dark hair is going to flip the tiles in the middle. Unfortunately, she's not very good at this. I've got the Othello multivision. was thinking the, what was that one handheld from the 70s? Which maybe had a version of this. I can't remember what it was called. The Microvision? It is faster than the NES version. A little bit. I mean, to be fair, like, okay. What I have to say about this one is, it's fine, but it's also Othello, and I just don't like Othello. Just any version of it. Like, this is a game that I'm entirely happy to never play again. You know, like, if I could just get the AI to just play every round of this, whenever I have to feature it, I'm just going to do that. Because, like... No. I don't know, I mean... Like, this... It's probably fine. You know, I mean, the presentation is decent. But it's also... I don't know. It's one of those things, if you like traditional board games, you may like this. But if you're me, you probably won't. It's like, I don't know. It's a difficult one for me to rank, actually, because... It's just, it's... I don't like this game, personally. But it's not a bad game. You know, it's entirely, like, a me problem. Where it's like... If I had a second person to play this with, then maybe I would, you know, enjoy it a little bit. But there we go. Push A. Okay. Yeah, I think I know who's won this one. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Version of Connectable. Okay, let's... Just out of interest, what happens if I set it to, like, Com level 1 versus a clown man? Let's see what this sounds like with the music off. I mean, here's the thing. So this is a perfectly decent version of Othello. If you wanted Othello on a handheld in, you know, 1990 or whenever this came out, yeah, it's alright. I don't really see a whole lot wrong with it. I mean, I don't know if the AI is any good, but it's also a case where, yeah, I am not nearly good enough to know how good the AI is in this. I don't think Othello's one of those games where it's difficult to program AI necessarily, so I would assume it's fine. I don't think it's Einstein. It looks, I don't know, looks more like Heihachi with glasses on or something like that. Yeah, Tekken 8, there's a game I'd consider playing if I had a PS5, but I do not. Just didn't bother, you know. Like, what's he doing? It's like, yeah, I'm just going to spend half an hour just processing this situation. He's like, do you think he's just trolling the other player? He's like, I'm going to make you quit out of sheer boredom. This is like playing against a high-level AI in video chess for Atari. It's got that kind of feel to it. But look at this. Like, did this happen in the NES version? I never played against the high-level AI because they didn't really have a reason to, because I'm rubbish at it. But, yeah. You know, I think while the game thinks, I'm going to think about where to place it on this list. Assuming the stream doesn't, like, just die again. If it dies again, I may have to just, like, end it early. But, yeah. And then I'll have to basically roll back to an earlier version of OBS, because this one does not work. Like, at all. I mean, Othello, I don't know. I mean, I guess I compare it to Yakuman, but I'd rather play Yakuman. Yakuman has the multiplayer thing going on. I guess Othello kind of has that, but Yakuman was, I guess, kind of a revolution in the sense that you couldn't really do multiplayer on console Mahjong games, but you could on Othello. So it's not as good as that. I don't like it as much as Alleyway. It's probably a more competent game than Dan Laser. But Dan Laser was a lot more interesting. I think I'd rather play that. But it's got better music than D-Dally and Opus, though. You know what? Yeah. I think if this game was called Dead Alien, it might be better. But because it's not called Dead Alien, that's where it loses points. So there we go. Number 25, Othello. Yeah, Othello doesn't have a crazy mode. Like, they needed to put crazy mode into the game. That may have saved it. But, okay, let's keep going. Let's pray that the stream doesn't just die again. And see if we can get something on here that's not a puzzle game. And the answer to that is... Oh! Okay, here we go. Finally, a change of pace. Yes, the classic game, Megamania. So Megamania, you might be aware, is a classic of the Atari 2600. It's one of my personal favourites. So yeah, Megamania was of course a classic Atari 2600 game, and a version was produced for Game Boy Color. Or not Game Boy Color, sorry, just regular Game Boy. And let's see what it looks like. Hold on, let me put it in the inverted colour scheme. Yeah, this is what it looks like. This is Megamania on the Game Boy. Welcome. God, Megalonia. Yeah, look at this. I gotta thread the needle with these shots. Hold on, I think I can get this. Yeah, look at all this energy I've got. Yeah, I think I've figured out a secret to this game. Yeah, I've got the pro strategies down. So I wonder what happens if you get to 1,000 points or 10,000 points. I think this might be better than the nice code ones, a little bit. Mostly because it doesn't have the terrible sound effects that those tend to have. But yeah, okay, so being serious for a second. So, okay, Megamania was a classic Atari 2600 game, similar to Astro Blaster, the Sega arcade game. And this, I think, was a homebrew attempt to convert the game in the late 90s. As you might be able to tell, they didn't get very far. As you can tell by the way that the enemies don't actually attack you, and that there's only one in the game. I don't know if they ever got further with producing this, but this is the version they include on multicarts. Just like this very preliminary version of it. It's a shame, really, because I'd love to see a decent version of Megamania on Game Boy, but yeah, this, of course, is not it. But yeah, so this is a homebrew game, so I'm not going to rank it. It's better than Tasmania's Story. I'd played this over that. Chibi Robot Tank? Oh, you mean the Activision game. I don't recall ever seeing that. I think there might be a version of Battlezone, at least. I think they are supposed to be hamburgers, aren't they? I mean, I could just do this all day until I get to 10,000 points, but it probably just resets. I mean, it didn't crash when it got to 256, so... Okay, let's move on to like an actual game. I want at least one 64k game today. Okay, let's see what we've got. Also, I don't know why it's not playing the sound from the wheel. Oh, here we go. You know what? They said it was a pipe dream. And they were right. Yes, welcome to Pipe Dream. Or Pipe Mania, as it's also known. Where is it? Here we go. So here we have what might be a contender. Okay, let's go for B down. Why not? Yeah, from BPS. I'm not playing the Pipe Dream song. You can play that over this if you want. Yep, from Lucasfilm. And the assembly line. And Bulletproof Software. There's a lot of people who make this. Here we go. Pipe Dream on Game Boy. From, yeah, with high scores by and yeah. Let's have a go. Also, there's a password system, so you can just play through the whole game. I think this does end. Also, I accidentally picked a colour screen with blue water. Got lucky with that one. Okay, let's go for level 2. And let's go for BGM 2. So I think... There's a really weird thing with this game, where BGM 1 doesn't have the in-game music until the water starts coming out of the pipe. Bathroom noises? Well, there's no one else here, so I don't know what's going on there. May have just been me messing with my coat. But yeah, I do love a bit of pipe mania. Yeah, this is what Song B sounds like. I don't think you can change it mid-game, unfortunately. Oh, I might have messed this up a bit. Just give me this one. I don't want that. I do want this, though. See if I can salvage this a little bit. It's alright, No, you know what? I'm just going to cut my losses. I mean, I beat the level, so... I don't know what the difference is between, like, levels 1 to 5. It may just be time. You have less time to complete it. Yeah, Lucasfilm did the computer versions, or published them at least. So, I don't know if this version was released in Europe. I mean, in Europe this was known as Pipe Mania. In case you don't know. And... I quite like it. So this was one of my favourites as a kid. I used to play this a lot. But it's kind of funny. I had the DOS version of this back in the day. And it's quite a good version. But I think this version is a little better. I don't know. I mean, the DOS version is good. This version has the edge. Oh, here we go. Get that crossover bonus. Oh, this one was released in Europe. Like I say, I mean, I had the DOS version back in the day, and I ended up getting the PlayStation version later on, where they kind of messed around with the formula a little bit. It wasn't a bad version, from what I remember, but still. Okay, I'm going to try not to mess up at the beginning. But I do want the crossover bonus. It's kind of funny, I'm used to playing this version without the music on. See if I can do the crossover thing. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, what's this? Yeah. I'm gonna use the level to my advantage. Yeah, see, it comes out the other side. I don't know how that works, but it does. But this was done by Tesserae? Interesting. I was not aware of that. I thought it was just done by, like, bulletproof software or something. Also, Xenon 2. Oh, no. Xenon 2 is awful. Like, not really a fan of Euro shooters, and I seem to recall that one being particularly bad, let's say. I don't know. Okay, I need a horizontal... Not horizontal. Vertical piece. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm just gonna say for the record, like, Xenon 2 is a terrible game. Just, like, one of the absolute worst. Just, like, bottom tier, like, shooter action, you know? Okay, I think I'm just trying to get too fancy with this now. It's gonna come back to bite me, I think. Yo, let's just do that. I want to get to at least 20,000 points. I want to see if I can get the high score. I'm probably not going to play through the whole game because I think there are like 40 levels to this at least. It's a good game. I like this one quite a bit. But, it's a difficult one to rank. Oh, here we go. What's this? It's like, oh no, I need to get the pipe. Give me the pipe. There we go. I saved it. I wonder if this has the bonus level from the DOS version. It's got some good passwords at least, so it gets points for that. Sorry. Okay. Yes, the game is now laughing at you for progressing in the game. Oh, okay. Oh, I might have done the wrong. Oh. No, stop giving me these ones. Yeah, look how long it takes to get the piece I need. And I accidentally clicked over it. Ugh, okay. Yeah, now I'm gonna get like a massive penalty because the game refused to give me the piece I need to beat the level. I want to at least get the highest score before I'm done with this. Yeah, take all my points for giving me the wrong pieces. I like how the levels change up at least. I do appreciate that. Okay, I've got to become Pitmania champion Dream. Maybe I can become Mr. Dream. Yo, that'll do. That'll get me to 30,000 points, I think. Boom! I am now the champion, and not Yeah, look at that. Didn't even get a penalty that time. That's my superior Pitmania skills. I've got this version actually is kinda hard at points. Especially when it decides to give you these bastard pieces that don't really help. Okay. I don't know why I put that there, but I'm just like, you know what, why not? Oh. Can I get the thing if the game gives me the right corner piece? Oh. And then I misuse it. Fine, that'll do. Now just like lose all the points I got from doing that. Well, I don't want to be that rude to buh. I mean, they have a very respectable score. Yeah. Look at all the bonuses I got, though. It's a big bonus. Give me all the bonus. Okay, well, I can't really use that for anything. No, I need the... Ugh. Yeah, the game just straight refused to give me the corner piece. Well, actually, I did have one, but I neglected to use it because I was a fool. Also, yeah, you have one life to beat the entire game. Which is kind of why the game is as hard as it is. Yeah, I'm going to go for... Yeah, the legend... I don't remember how many levels there are to this. There might be like 40 or 50 levels. Yeah, give me all the bounds. There we go. That's Pipe Dream. It's a good game. It's definitely one of my favourites. I don't think it's quite as good as Minesweeper though, because as good as it is, I don't know. It doesn't really have like the the standout features that make Minesweeper on Game Boy as good as it is. Like, that has the mission mode. And this game just doesn't have that. Bomb Jack has the hotter jams. So I don't think it's quite as good as Bomb Jack. But it is still... like, Pipe Dream is a classic of the genre. Like, I do think it's a better puzzle game than Hong Kong. But is it as good as Battle City? I mean, it's got in-game music. It's got options for in-game music. It's got passwords. See, that's the problem with Battle City, isn't there's no password system. And there are like 70 levels in that game. It's like, you have to do them all on one credit. It's like... I think that's the issue with Battle City. Is that there's no way to pick up from where you left off. And I think that gives Pipe Dream the advantage over Battle City. So congratulations to our new number 4 of all time. Up to this moment in time. Pipe Dream for Game Boy. And let's pray that I can play another game before the stream dies. Oh, and the game is... let's see. Oh! Okay, now it's going to get interesting. Oh! Not necessarily in a good way. Yeah. Well, you actually counted all the puzzle games in there? Well, I suppose, you know, there's only 10. It's not really that hard. You may be familiar with this game. Hold on. Where is it on this menu? Yeah, here it is. Yes. Castlevania ADV. Yep, Konami's back. Oh, hold on. Actually, I just realised I picked the default colour scheme by accident. I don't want that. I want something that's not the default colours. You know what I want? So I forget that is like A and right as default colours, I think. Yeah, we don't want that. Instead, I'm gonna pick the best colour scheme. Which is, of course, the classic A and left. Let's go for that. Yeah, here we go. From Konami. It is... yep, the Castlevania adventure. Or at least that's how I read it. Though, I think the official title is Castlevania The Adventure. So this is going to be a bit of a different proposition to the previous games. It's a bit more substantial, being twice as large ROM size-wise. But, let's see how we do with this. So, yes, this is a somewhat infamous title, let's say. So, this was a very early game. This was, I think, the second game Konami ever released for Game Boy, because they did, you know, the Motocross Maniacs, and then a couple months later they released this. And this was, what, 6 months after Game Boy launched? Like, we're talking, like, just only a few months. And, yeah, it's... let's put it this way. The game developers, you know, who made this, they would have been inexperienced with the hardware at this point. Like I say, the Game Boy had only been out for about 6 months. And... yeah, they were like, let's make a new mainline entry in the series. It may be a case where they saw Super Mario Land and was like, yeah, let's do our own version of that. I don't know what to say. But, you know, comparing those two games, I mean, let's put it this way. Super Mario Land makes a lot of weird changes, and we will see that game eventually. But it makes a lot of strange changes from, you know, the Mario formula. But it still works very well in its own right. This is kind of similar, but... well, it doesn't work nearly as well, let's say. It is a bit, well, let's say the changes it makes are very questionable. Firstly, well, you may have noticed the speed. The speed in this is well, it's almost comically slow. Like, I mean, look at it. You move at maybe half the speed that you do in the NES Castlevania games. It's just... I don't know. Like, And that is one of the biggest problems with the game. It's certainly the most obvious one, I think. Like, no game should be this slow ever. I'm sorry. Like... Also, yeah, you get the invulnerability, and you'll want that for this level. Or just whenever you can get it at all. Yeah, they probably were working on this before the system even launched, but they probably were aware of Super Mario Land. I mean, it was a launch game, and they probably would have had shots of it in development. But yeah, it's just, like, as I say, no game should ever be this slow. But the other problems with it are really down to the weapons, because you know how in basically every other Castlevania game you have, you know, you got the standard whip and then you got like the secondary weapons. Not in this game. In this game you have the whip and that's it. It's the only weapon. I mean, you do get this projectile, which you get from upgrading the whip a few times. But yeah, it's... But that's all you have in terms of weapons, like offensive power. And it always feels as if the game was designed with secondary weapons in mind, and then they just never got around to programming them into the game. That's kind of what this comes off to me. It's just... I don't know. I think... Yeah, like you just wish you had, like, the holy water, or, you know, the axes, or whatever. Like, something that gives you more of an attack range, because you can only attack forwards in this. Like, even the projectile only goes forwards. There's no way to, like, shoot upwards or anything. This is not Castlevania 4. Which, to be fair, this was before that. You know, I mean, this was, I think, before Castlevania 3, even. But yeah, it is very rough. I never played the second game, but I know that one is supposed to be a lot better. I mean, this was kind of like a rough draft for, like, a handheld Castlevania game. I mean, it gets some things right. I mean, for one thing, I will give the game this. The soundtrack is a banger. I cannot fault the soundtrack. In fact, the soundtrack is by far the best thing about the game. But then you get sections like this, which are just... It's not a deal breaker, but it's just kind of annoying. I don't know. In fact, I think the game this makes me think of the most is Penguin Land on Game Boy, where... Also, these bats are the absolute worst. I hate them. Like, good luck dodging them. Like, the only way to beat them is to kill them head on. Also, yeah, you have to, like, barely make these jumps. Now, my recommendation for this game, by the way, if you must play this game, because, you know, if you really have to play every Castlevania... Also, I was holding forward. I call bullshit on that. I was holding forward the entire time, and the game just no-sold my input. So that's just the game being a shit. Yeah, you miss one of those jumps, so you have to do the whole thing again. I don't know, like... It's kind of funny, the level design is mostly okay, I think. I mean, this part is asinine, but as I say, it's not the worst thing ever. With better controls, it wouldn't be nearly as bad. Okay, let's at least get to level 2. Thankfully, the boss is pretty easy. This is where I die to it. Unfortunately, I think the boss is also invincible to the projectile. Also, it has far more range than you do. So, yeah, it's just a kind of case of kill the boss before it kills you. Yeah. And like I said, it's just a case that, really, the lack of power is the #1 problem with it. Again, if you had secondary weapons, this would be way better than it is. You know, like, the fact that it doesn't have secondary weapons, I think is a huge mistake. It's just one of those things that they, you know, regardless of experience with the hardware, had to have been in the game to really make it playable. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Like, there's something to this game. And, like, in a good way. And like I say, the soundtrack is great. I do have to give it credit for that. You know, this is not the worst game I've played. You know, it's definitely better than the NFL game Konami made, at least. Like, because I can at least tolerate this game for, like, 10 minutes. As opposed to the 5 minutes I can tolerate that game for. Also, yeah, yeah, thanks for all of those power-ups being completely useless. Wonderful. I mean, not that having the projectiles is going to help in the slightest on this part of the level. Also, yeah, the bats are just as annoying as they are in every other game. Actually, they're a lot worse here, just because you're so criminally underpowered. So think about any game where you're underpowered, like, I would much rather be overpowered in any game ever made. Like, having an underpowered character is, like, the #1 reason for a game sucking, I find. Especially for platformers like this. It's like, I don't know. I mean, the characters weren't especially that high-powered in the other games, at least the ones that were out at this point. Yeah, it's just... It's a product of its time. And I mean that as an insult. Because you do not want... Like, you do not want a Castlevania game that feels like a handheld game from 1989. It's just... I don't know. The problem is, they made this game too early. If they'd waited a year and gotten used to the hardware, it may have been good. But, they didn't do that. And because of that, the game is kind of crippled. And the game really does feel crippled. I mean, again, if you want to play this game, I would say play the Game Boy Color version. It's still not good, but it is an improvement at least. The Game Boy Color version, you do move faster in that game compared to this one. And that does improve things a little bit. See, I've beaten the first level of this before, but... Yeah, naturally now I'm streaming, the boss decided to be a cunt. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, honestly, Lester the Unlikely would probably have a better shot at this than this idiot. Ugh. It's like Simon Belmont was busy, so they just got, like, the red-headed stepchild of the family to try to do this. It's like, yeah, we got the cripple in the family. Maybe we should have, like, gotten someone who, like, still had working legs to do this. Like I say, I mean, if you really must play this game, I would say play the Game Boy Color version, which is still pretty bad, but it's at least, like, marginally more playable than this one. It's just... No, it's just... Honestly, of all the 64K games we're going to see in this series, I'm pretty confident in saying this might be the worst. Because, again, it's not irredeemable like a couple of the other games we've seen. But I don't know, it's crippled by the controls and the lack of power-ups. You know. And like you'll notice like the jankness of the game too. Which may be part of the reason behind the slowness. It's like they didn't really like, I think the person who programmed this game went on to find treasure as well, which is crazy. Like, going from this to Gunstar Heroes in, like, 4 years is, like... It's like, how did that even happen? I mean, to be fair, I've definitely played worse platformers on Game Boy, but... Still. It's like... Yeah, it's like, you need this weapon to have a chance. Because the default whip is pretty much useless against bosses. Oh, and naturally it turns around because it's a cunt. Despite the fact that I was on the other side. Like, okay, the first boss in a Castlevania game should not be this difficult. You know, like the later bosses maybe. But, you know. Because it doesn't even feel like it's difficult because they intended it to be like that. It just feels difficult because they just didn't bother to program in half the stuff they meant to. Yeah, I mean, this may as well be a Supervision game. It certainly feels like one. Hold on. I think there's a trick to this bit, but I can't remember what it is. Yeah, it's like you jump to the... Yeah. So naturally, they give you several of the worst enemy type in the game to start the level with. which lets you know that this game does not have your best interest in mind. I mean, yes, the Castlevania games are hard as a rule anyway, but again, this doesn't feel hard in a fun way. It just feels hard in the sense they just didn't give you enough abilities to, yeah, to really survive. But hey, at least we made it to level 2 somehow. Okay. Well, let's see how long it takes before I just inevitably get killed. I mean, really, my recommendation for this game, in fact, yeah, I've got, like, hot strategy tips. Oh, also, you automatically climb on ladders. Like, cling onto them, like, kind of like Russian attack. I didn't like that in Russian attack either. It was just kind of annoying. Also, the game is choking under its own... It's like, oh, we accidentally programmed it to have too many sprites on screen. Like, look at this. It's like playing Contra Force. Okay, let's just escape this bit. It's like you need the projectile for the later levels too. I think doing this without the projectiles later on, it's pretty much impossible. It's kind of like Gradius in that sense. Also, yeah, the... Oh. I've got you supposed to jump there. You can't just walk off the thing, even though it looks like you should be able to. Oh, yeah. And because the programmer was a twat, they don't even give you a checkpoint there. Yeah, I'm looking at you, programmer, who made this. It's like, they literally couldn't have placed the bat anywhere else on the screen. Or just have, like one bat in the opening bit. Like, this is like a game that was designed to be played with just like save state abuse. It's like if you're gonna play through this game, that's what I recommend using to play it with. Don't play this game fairly, because it certainly does not play fair with you. You know, it's like, I don't know, it's like a Castlevania game designed by the Joker. That's what this game feels like. Especially, like, with the whole, like, bullshit, you lose your weapons every time you get hit. Which, again, the other games, you only lose your weapon upgrades if you die. Which was at least more reasonable. Yeah, trial and error. I mean, I think that just describes the whole game, to be honest. Like, I don't know, is there... Well, I mean, there is skill to beating this game, to be fair. I mean, like I say, this is not the worst game I've played. But it is a crushing disappointment, though. You know, because like I said, like, Super Mario Land holds up far better than this does. I'll say that right now. Yeah. Also, getting the high score, no one's ever doing that. If you've ever gotten the high score in this game... then you probably lost all your sanity trying to do so. I'm not playing any more than that. I absolutely don't want to play any more than that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Castlevania The Adventure, kind of shit. Kind of shit. It is, I mean, it is unquestionably the worst Castlevania game I've ever played. I mean, there might be worse ones. In fact, no, I'm confident there are worse ones. And I say that because... it's at least got the feel of a Castlevania game. I don't know. Like, there's a massive problem with Castlevania, which is the... Okay, like, I will give it this. It is better than the computer ports of Castlevania. Like, not the MSX one, but, like, the one on like, Commodore 64 and Amiga. Those games are fucking horrible. Like, they haven't even got the soundtrack right. So it's better than those. It's not the worst Castlevania game, but it is pretty close. I mean, it's better than Palamedes. Because Palamedes... I mean, it's at least got a good soundtrack, and that alone makes it better than Palamedes. Penguin Land is kind of similar to Penguin Land in the sense that, you know, it's got some things about it that, you know, there's a spark of life to the game, which makes it better than all these other games, but... it's still trashy. It's it's hard to say. Like, if I had to play this game or Penguin Land, that's a tough question. It's got a better soundtrack, but Penguin Land, I think, is more rewarding to replay, because once you've learnt the level designs, it's probably not quite as bad. Castlevania, or Castlevania the Adventure, I should say, that's a game that's just designed to just, like, destroy you, even if you know the level layouts. So yeah, I'm going to put it down here. Yeah, Castlevania the Adventure, in the trash tier where it belongs. Yeah. It's not as bad as Tasmania's story, but it's not as good as Flipple or Tesserae. Okay. Yeah, I'll keep going until at least... Oh. until at least 6 PM. Assuming that, you know, OBS doesn't crash in the meantime. But I'll go until at least then, and I'll see if I can get it fixed. Oh, here we go. Now we get to play a true classic. And none of these false classics like Castlevania the Adventure. Okay. Yeah. Konami, they really... It took them a little while to find their form on Game Boy, let's say that. Yeah, we're back to the puzzle games, but... no matter how many puzzle games there may be in a stream, there is always time for Klax. Yep, here we go. Good old Klax on Game Boy. I mean, it looks pretty good so far. From Hudson Soft. So, bit of an odd one, this. So, Klax on Game Boy. So, Klax was a hugely popular game in the early 90s. And, you know, in the years since, I think. And there are so many versions of this. So, you know, this was an arcade game originally. Unlike most other big-name puzzle games where they started off on consoles or computers. But Klax was an arcade game, and then they brought it over to, yeah, they brought it over to, well, basically every platformer that existed at the time. And you know what? There were a lot of good versions. Yeah, look at that. Got the sounds down at least. Okay, let's do that. Yes, so the thing about Klax is it was pretty big at the time, and it was ported so many times. Like, basically every system that was active in 1990 got a version of Klax. Just, it was crazy, the amount of versions of Klax there were. You know, there was a Mega Drive version. And by a Mega Drive version, I do of course mean there were actually 2 Mega Drive versions. You know, one by Namco and one by Tengen, I think. Oh, this might be a problem. Okay, maybe in trouble a little bit. Okay, there we go. One to go. I'm not sure about the sound effects in this version. Yeah, I'll just do that in the level. I was going to try to go for something fancy with a line block. Yes, there was a version of Klax on Atari 2600. It was on. There were 2 versions on Mega Drive. There was a NES version, Atari 2600 version, which is surprisingly pretty good, actually. I mean, you'd think, you know, a port of a game made in 1990 on Atari 2600 would be disastrous, but no, actually, it was fine. Somehow, they got it to work. But yeah, I like this one. Oh wait, I just realised I need to get diagonals on this level. Oops. Okay, I need the checkerboard one. But yeah, so this was released on Game Boy in, what, 1990? Okay, that's not going to help me with the objective, but... I wanted to hear that sound effect at least. What do I need? Yep, the Sonic Free platform. Okay, I might be in trouble. It's not going to give me the one I need. Yeah, look at this. Like, literally the piece I need to beat the level, and it's just refusing to give it to me. Yeah, just cheese the level. You know what? Well, since I have 0 chance of winning, because the game refuses to give me the block I need, let's just do that. Okay. Yeah, you can form an X and just, like, skip half the game, but, yeah, easier said than done. I have done it before. But yeah, of course I lost because I failed to read the instructions. It's kind of funny because, I mean, Hudson did also release this on the NES. Pretty much the same as the NES version. Or should I say the Famicom. It's the same as the NES version, basically, except... yeah, the instructions for the levels were in Japanese, which, you know, kind of makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I was never good at Klax. I played this on PlayStation back in the day, because I had the arcade party pack, and that does have Klax on it. Okay, I got a plan. What's this? Yeah, see, I'm gonna get 5 in a row. Yeah! Look at that. Beat the whole level with 1 Klax. Well, I guess technically it's like 3 Klaxes, but you know. But yeah, that's the thing about Klax. It's a good game, but it's also a very difficult one. I think there are 100 levels, and yeah, I don't think I've ever beaten all of them. Just, yeah, good luck. if you think you can beat that many levels, okay, let's see if I can get a bit fancy with this. Oh, here we go. What's this? Yeah! Okay. Okay. Ooh. So, the Game Boy version of Klax is quite interesting. Just talking about this version specifically. I don't know. It's a strange beast. Because, well, you may notice it doesn't look much like the other versions, but the thing about Klax is that it was all based on colour. Like, all the tiles were different colours. You know, you could get away with having a monochrome version of Dr. Mario, because there were only, like, 3 different types of pieces. Klax you can't really do that with, because... You know, there are, what, like, 10 different types of pieces, I think? Oh, oops. Yeah, see, I tend to do that. More so in this version, because it's not as easy to tell when the tile's going to come down, because of the graphical representation. I don't know. I mean, the thing about this is... It's a perfectly fine version, oddly enough. I mean, like I said, it doesn't necessarily look much like the other versions of Klax, but... plays fine. You know, it is a perfectly good version of Klax, I would say. But it is far from the best version. I mean, the thing about this version of Klax is it's limited by the lack of colour. Like, the lack of colour really is the problem. Because to have a definitive version of Klax, you need colours. You know, like, while this version plays fine, it's not quite as clear visually compared to other versions, like, because of the perspective. Like, the perspective is just kind of gone with this one. And you've also just got the problem where, yeah, it simply doesn't look much like the other versions, and yeah, I think fidelity, or lack of fidelity, is kind of a problem for an arcade conversion. You know, like, I will give Hudson credit. They gave it their best shot. But ultimately, it's not going to compare all that well to the Atari Lynx version. The Atari Lynx version of this is really good. This one is okay. But it's just not going to compare well to that version. Or even the Game Gear version. It's just not... I don't know. It's a good version. But the Game Boy itself is really the problem here. Rather than the actual rather than the game. You know, like I say, Hudson did their best. But, let me show the secret to this game. Watch this. Yeah, I figured out how to Klax! I am the Klax champion! Yeah! Oh yeah, actually, now that I think about it, there actually was a Game Boy Color version of Klax. I think it was that weird version that had a history of Klax in it. You know, I probably could form an X with this. Might actually be quite easy to do. Oh, well, they actually have a Klax tile. That's interesting. Wait, so is this like a wildcard tile, or is it something else? Or is it just a tile? Hard to say. Oh, okay, I didn't mean to get that. Okay. This is what happens if you get an X, by the way. Oh. I thought you got like a level skip if you did that. Maybe that only works on level 1. Yeah, I think on the other levels it doesn't really do anything. Okay, let's try playing this normally for a bit. So, is the Klax a wildcard tile? Or is it... Does it just say Klax to differentiate itself from the other tiles? I don't know. Okay, let's test this out. Yes! Okay, so there is a wildcard. Hooray! I can't remember if that was in the other versions. I think it was. Oh, oops. I didn't mean to do that. I think there may be certain situations where you might be best off to do that. I mean, the sound effects are good. Like I say, I mean, this is it's a good version. But you don't want to play it on Game Boy. You know, it's like, again, you want to play Klax, do it justice and play either, you know, the Lynx, Game Gear, or Game Boy Color versions. Though, to be fair, actually this is quite a bit better than the other Game Boy port. Because there were 2 ports of this on Game Boy. And the other one, I think, was done by Tengen. And they tried to make it look like the arcade version. Unfortunately, yeah, it ends up being far less playable than this one, I think. So, yeah, if you really wanted to play this game, honestly, this is the version you'd want to play back in the day. If all you had was a Game Boy. Yeah, you don't want to play the Tengen version. It's a shame, really, because Tengen's other versions were good. Yeah, constructing a physical version of Klax. I'm not even sure how that would work. But, okay, I'll leave that there. I suppose you could cheese your way to the end by just using that that one block. But anyway, where's this go on the list? This is going to be a difficult one, because unlike Castlevania the Adventure, it's not a piece of shit. Like, it's a good game, but there are far better versions out there. It's just, I don't know. It was in the right, it was in the wrong place at the right time. That's what I have to say about Game Boy Klax. You know, if it was a colour screen, it'd be higher. But yeah, it's not as good as Shanghai. I do think it's better than Boxxle 2. And I think there's more to it than Space Invaders, but Space Invaders might be more replayable. It's in a similar boat to Space Invaders. There are better versions out there. Even just on Game Boy, there are better versions. I want to say I maybe enjoy Space Invaders a bit more. Just a little bit. I don't know. Klax, you know, it's a pretty decent version, but again, yeah, just the monochrome screen really holds it back. Okay, let's play at least one more game for today. I don't think there are that many games left on the wheel, but let's see what we've got. Oh, here we go. Good old tennis. Okay. Let's play something a bit more action-based. Well, I suppose Klax kind of is an action game. But, yeah. Something action-based that's not a puzzle, anyway. Let's do that. Okay. Tetris on the Game... Or, sorry, Tennis on the Game Boy. Now, Tennis, I think, actually has its own custom colour scheme, so let's just give it its own one. Yep, here we go. Tennis from 1989. It's kind of funny, because these games were not future-proofed for colour. Let's play. Let's go for level 1, because I'm going to be rubbish at this anyway. Yep, here we go. So I am the blue player against the not blue player. Now, to be fair, this game is actually pretty good. I don't know, Nintendo have always tended to make solid tennis games, and yeah, this is no exception. I like this one. Yeah, playing it with Tetris pieces. How would they even work? Just like fling an L block at the other player. You just get like hit by pitch. Ooh, let's go for the high shot. I was never good with that. Oh. Oh. Okay, I shouldn't have gone with the slam. Or the smash or whatever it's called. I was trying to see if I can get an ace there. Hit all the way in the corner. Yeah, like I say, I am rubbish at this game. But as I say, it's a good game. It's just a good game that I happen to not be any good at. Ooh, see how close that was? I was in by like a pixel. And I think you do have some control. Yeah, so like there, I was holding left. Which meant that, yeah, it went to the left. So, you've got pretty good ball control in this. It's kind of the problem that some of these games have. But yeah, like I say, this is a perfectly fine tennis game. It's a very solid one. I would say the tennis game in the 4-in-1 pack on Game Gear is maybe a little bit better. It's certainly a lot better graphically, but yeah, gameplay-wise, I think that one had more options, like you could change the speed and whatever. Oh, wait, was that in? I thought that was out. Yeah, because usually, like, Mario would appear and say out. But, no, I guess he decided to be lenient that time. Okay. Oh. Okay, that was actually a world-class shot right there. I didn't know that worked. Usually I just get destroyed by the computer in this. Though, to be fair, I am playing level 1, so... yeah. You can't be very fast, unfortunately, which is kind of limiting. But like I say, I mean... it's a very solid tennis game. I know there are other tennis games on Game Boy. I don't recall ever playing them, and I'm not sure if any of them are better than this one. They don't really need to be. I mean, you could just play this game all day and be content. I'm not going to play a full game of this, because that would just take a while. Oh, yeah, see, that was out. Okay. Oh, come on, that was in. Okay, no Mario's just being a dick. It's like, no, you may not do fancy shots. Fine. Just do this thing. Okay, that was terrible. Yes, my tennis skills have completely just disappeared. I love that sound effect. It's very reminiscent of the special stages in like Game Gear Sonic the Hedgehog, where it's yeah, where you hit the bouncy things. Also, yeah, it's got that thing where if you walk into the ball, you just like basically forfeit the point. Yeah, like I said, I am absolutely rubbish at this game, so don't expect me to get anywhere with this. In fact, I'm amazed I even got a set, to be honest. So half the time I can't even do that. Especially given how slow the players. I think that's the biggest problem with it. The players are a bit too slow, I find. I think they were faster in the NES version, like in relation to the ball. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I think that's the one thing I wish they would change about this, is that I think the players needed to be a bit faster. You know, it's not nearly, you know, Castlevania Adventure bad, but, you know, it is an issue that's worth noting. Great, I can't even get a point. It's like I took a set, and so the AI just decided to respond by just being impossible. Well, I'm going to be impossible back. Yeah. Like I say, I'm not going to play a full game of this, but, you know. It's one that I think is more fun in two-player, but I think that's just true for, like, sports games in general. There we go. I'll play this set, and then I'll probably be done afterwards. It looked like it was going out before the other player hit it, but there we go. Oh, hello Jan, how you doing? Playing a bit of tennis. It's mostly been puzzle games today, but... Oh, there we go. Finally got an ace. I eventually managed to do it. Yes, Activision Tennis is a great game. As is Real Sports Tennis, I would say. Like, tennis games, I don't know, they seem easier to... It's an easier sport to recreate than, say, American football. Which, you know, goes some way to explain why this is so much better than that game. Like the NFL game that I looked at. Yeah. This was... I don't think... Was this a launch game? I don't think it was. I think this came out a bit later. Like, baseball was a launch game. I don't think this was. But yeah, it's a solid game. It's certainly not the best game, but it's easily one of the better ones I've played. Oh, so, yeah, it was a launch game in America, not in Japan, though, I don't think. Also, I've always found the scoring in tennis to be weird. It's like, I think it was meant to be, like, you know, going up in 15s, like, a clock. Except they were like, yeah, 45 takes too long to say, so we're just going to say 40. Anyway, I think I'll leave it there. Actually, what am I saying for pause? Oh, okay, it just does that. Okay, I think I'll leave it there. But, yeah, tennis, perfectly fine. Not a whole lot needs to be said. It is better than Game Boy Klax. Again, I don't think it's quite as good as, like, Game Gear tennis games, but it is a very solid one. And I don't know how it compares to other Game Boy tennis games, because I just didn't care to play them. I think it might be better than Motocross Maniacs. Actually, no. It's better than Spot. I would play this over Spot. The jams aren't quite on the level of Spot, but it's, you know, they're pretty warm jams. You know, they can certainly carry the game a little bit. Yeah, I'd say, I don't know. I think Motocross Maniacs is a bit more going for it though, like with all the different levels. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm going to make it. It doesn't quite break into the top 10. Tennis You gave it a good go, but I think you're going to have to settle for the number 11 spot. But you know what, let's play one more game. It's not quite 6 PM yet, so let's do it. Let's make it a good one. Oh, here we go. Playing the real shit now. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, DuckTales in the house. Because life is such a hurricane here in Duckburg. I've been looking forward to this one. Because DuckTales is one of my favourite NES games. And I don't remember if the Game Boy version is any good. I think I might actually have a copy of this. But I cannot remember. Yeah, in fact, I need to check this. Do I actually own a copy of DuckTales? I feel like I do, but I can't remember. I mean, I've got Kirby's Pinball Land, and no, I can't find it. Maybe I don't, or maybe I've left it somewhere else. I don't know. But yeah, DuckTales is well, it takes a different tack to Castlevania Adventure. Okay, look, I'm trying to figure out like what's an appropriate color palette for this game. I'm trying to figure out like what color is Scrooge McDuck? I can't even remember. You know what, let's go for this one. I think I've used this one before today, but I'm just gonna go for it anyway. Yep, there we go. Yep. Do you remember DuckTales for Game Boy? Oh no, it looks like he's got pink eye. Okay, that's a bit of an unfortunate colour choice, but, you know, I've decided to go for it. It sounds a bit flangey compared to the NES ones. It's like... I don't know. It sounds just a little bit off compared to the NES one. It's just... It's like, I don't know if you can hear it. Like, it is definitely the DuckTales theme. But this kind of takes a different tactic to Castlevania, where instead of being its own entire original game, instead they were just like, let's take the NES game and just put it on Game Boy. But, yeah. You don't get to see a whole lot on this screen. Normally there's like a, you know, you're in Scrooge McDuck's research room or whatever. I don't remember much from DuckTales, to be honest. I need to go back and just, like, watch a whole bunch of episodes, I think. But, yeah, let's go to the African mines and see if this plays out the same as it does on the NES. So on the NES version of this, you need to get a key at the beginning. I think you have to do that here as well. Yeah, so you need a key to get in. So, look at how small the message box is. I mean, it's kind of inevitable, because, you know, Game Boy screen. Also, yeah, the level designs in this are different, so I do not remember how the level designs differ in this one, unfortunately. You just go in the mirror here. I think you do. But yeah, so this is like... It's like the NES version, but it's got different levels, so I can't guarantee I'll be able to finish it. I've beaten the NES version before. The levels have the health upgrades. Oh, you've never played the NES game. You gotta fix that. The NES version of this is great. This one I'm not quite so sure about. So yeah, let's go to Transylvania. Yeah, so it's exactly the same. Which, you know, that's how it plays out in the NES version, so... Also... Oh! You can go through here normally. So on the NES version, normally the, yeah, that mirror wouldn't actually do anything, unless you were going there to get the key. Okay, that's really weird. Yeah, because like I say, on the NES version, normally you can't go through that mirror. You know, it's just... Also, wait, was there a time limit? Was there a time limit in the NES version? I can't actually remember. Okay, so one big plus point in this version's favour is the controls. So in the NES version, oh, here we go. So in the NES version, in order to use the pogo, you had to press... Yeah, you had to press down and B at the same time. In this version, you just press B, which is what they changed it to for DuckTales 2. So I do have to give it points for that. Because that was one of the few issues with the original game, was just the fact that it was like... Yeah, the controls were just a bit odd. Oh, Yeah, sometimes it does that. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out is a great game. It is a classic. Also, I'm going to assume that just spawns a ghost. So instead, let's go in here. There we go. So that gives you an extra bit of health. I'm not going to bother trying to go for the best ending. Like I say, I'm not as familiar with this version. I have played it to some extent, but I've never finished it. So I don't entirely know how the levels work in this one, or, you know, how they differ compared to the NES version. But the music sounds a bit weird in this one. Like, it's clearly the same compositions, but, you know, the engine just sounds... It just sounds a bit strange. I don't know. It's got this kind of, like... I don't know if it's, like, flange effect, or... Something about it just doesn't feel quite right. I look forward to hearing what the moon theme sounds like in this version. Oh, okay, so now the blocks actually have things hidden in them. Okay, what do you have to say? Thanks, Uncle Scrooge. I can't even tell which one is supposed to be which, because they're all red. So are they all just going to be Huey? Yes, House and Illusion Wall. Well, I've found that already. Or I found an illusion wall, at least. Is this going to be... Oh. Yeah, I forgot about this. Yeah, is this going to be the bit with the train? That's what that bit kind of interesting. Oh. Yeah, I might have just found the pathway to the boss. Or, no, this may just be the start of the level again. Oh god. Kids who got a nice code system. Oh, I feel bad for them. But yeah, I can tell you right now already, this is a far better game than Castlevania Adventure. You know, like, because it actually controls more or less fine. In fact, again, arguably it controls better than the NES version, just because it doesn't have that weird issue where you have to hold down, and B to jump. So it gets points for that. Though it loses points for that enemy being way too fast. So you have to jump on it, otherwise it's just, you know, okay. Also, I don't know what the level design is here, so I don't know what direction I'm supposed to go in. Which may be a problem. But look at that! Like, he goes like twice as fast as he does in the NES one. Or he takes like half as much time to move, which is kind of a bastard. It's a lot easier to avoid getting hit by them on the NES. So you get a lot more time to react, and I assume it's going to respawn. Yeah, knew it was going to do that. See, but the problem is, half time just does this. And just refuse. Like, sometimes you basically have to, like, take a hit just to move on. I think it was better in the NES version there. Because they were in, well, I think just because they were in different places, to be honest. Okay, well, at least I got the ice cream. Was Scrooge McDuck big on ice cream? I can't remember. So I don't know if this leads to the boss. I mean, the problem with this level is that it's more maze-like than the others, I think. Because of all the teleports you have to go through. But that's just how it was anyway. Ugh! Okay, I'm trying to poke her on the finger, it won't let me. Normally it would. That's just a bit weird. Okay. Does this lead to the boss? No. Great. I guess I have to go down then. Yeah, see, I feel like not being as familiar with the level designs for this version is going to mess me over. Oh no. Well, the ghosts are still here. The ghosts, that can be a bit of a pain to dodge. Actually, they seem a lot easier to avoid in this one. Ah, okay, so we found Count Duckula, I think. That was the character, wasn't it? Yeah, so I think this is pretty much how I remember this boss playing. Oh. Apparently flies super low. Okay. I guess kind of has to, because of how small the screen is. You know. Game Boy limitations at it again. Oh, okay. What was the other level that had the health upgrade? I mean, they could have changed it for this version, for all I know. So, because I know Transylvania has it, and I think, was it the... Is it the Himalayas that has the other one? Or is it the African Mines? I can't remember. I think it might be the Himalayas, but let's do... Yeah, let's do African Mines first. Himalayas is... Yeah, it can be a bit of a bugger. I like the fact that you can just hold B, and it'll just automatically do the pogo. When you get off the ground. I like that. It's one thing I'll grant this version. So I assume you still need $10 million to get the best ending. I don't know if there is a bad ending in this version or not. But I do know the bad ending is, like, really hard to get normally. Wait, what do you do here? I mean, there's probably something I'm missing, but yeah. It will not let me get that treasure chest, unfortunately. Oh, okay, now it lets me do that. Okay, that's really weird. It wouldn't let me do that on the previous level, but it lets me do it here. I'm not sure what's going on there. Ooh. I do know that the Game Boy version of DuckTales 2 is supposed to be really good. I've never played that one. I've played the NES version. Like, I've beaten that one multiple times. Okay. So the level designs are... They're different, but they're kinda similar in how they're set up. Like, you just have the hidden treasure, like, on the left. I think that's where it was on the NES version anyway. Oh. Oops. Yeah, okay, I guess there was no enemy jumping out there. That's what I was expecting to happen. Yeah. I could have sworn I had a copy of this game, like a physical one, but... Like I said, I couldn't find it while digging through my collection, but to be fair, I didn't look very hard, so... Okay, let's try this again. Okay, is there, like... I was trying to hit the one on the right, as you can probably tell, but instead hit the one on the left first. Oh, okay, I don't know how that worked, but I'll take it. So I think I pressed, like, down A and B at the same time. That's the secret. Okay, there's quite a bit of slowdown here. I don't think it did that... Well, I don't think the slowdown was there on the NES, but, yeah, Game Boy was kind of limited in terms of power, so you know, I guess you kind of have to excuse it. Oh no, does this thing jump back out, or do I have to... I might... Oh no, okay. But I was screwed there for a second. I was Scrooged. But I'm not Bill Murray, so please don't sue. Oh! Take care, Boogaloo. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'm gonna try to see if I can beat this game. If I beat it, great. If not, then you know, I may have to come back to it in my own time. I think this, yeah. I don't know how you meant to dodge that. But yeah. Sorry, I got a cake anyway. Oh. Yeah, I guess if you want to get the best ending, you just talk to what was his name again? I forgot. I've forgotten. Launchpad? I think, yeah. It's been a while. Okay, let's just try to go for just the normal ending. I'm just going to try to see if I can beat this. I'm not too concerned about, like, getting the best ending in this run. So, like I said, I think they updated the controls a bit for this version. I'm not sure. I don't think it's quite as good a game overall. But I think that might just be because the NES version was kind of lightning in a bottle. I think that's what it comes down to. So I think this might be the boss room? Yes. Okay. Okay, so the bosses are pretty much the same, I think. Oh god. I'm so worried about the rat boss, because the rat boss was awful on the NES version. Like the moon boss. I don't know if maybe they made it easier for this one. I hope so, because I can't do it normally. Well, I mean I can, it's just... Yeah, so I have to hope it doesn't mess me up. We are definitely going to the moon, though. Even if I die before then, I'm doing the moon because we need to know. We need to know what it sounds like. But okay, let's do Himalayas. Ooh, well, the colour scheme actually works pretty well for this level. Not so sure about the other ones, but yeah. So, this actually looks... This could almost pass for a Game Boy Color screenshot, I think. Yeah, and the goats are still bastards, as they always were. Yeah. I don't know how you meant to dodge them. In fact, it's probably worse in this version, because there's less screen space. I don't know. I think I just got used to their pattern on the NES version, just from having played that version as much as I have. Okay, I was trying to go to the right, but it didn't really work. Give me that. I will take the free health. I mean, I'm trying to judge the sound as I play this. Like, the sound is pretty good for what it's worth. It's not on the level of the NES version, though, in that sense. Oh, okay. Can't get through the gap. Yeah, okay. So, it's kind of interesting, like, as far as the elements of these levels go, like, they managed to carry pretty much everything over from the NES version. It's just a case that the actual level designs are different. I think just because of the lack of screen space, they kind of had to do that. Oh no. Is this going to kill me if I fall down the pit? I don't think it should, but no. I wasn't sure if it would kill me or not, because I'm like, well, surely there's a screen below that, but I guess not. Here we go. The Mighty Ducks. Yeah, we may not... I may not be able to complete this in this run. Yeah, I think we're going to have to get some practice on these actual levels. Because it does feel a little bit different. I think your jump is a bit lower in this version. Just kind of throwing me off a bit. And like I say, I mean, that's not the game being bad or anything. It's just, you know, it's just they had to make changes for the Game Boy. Like I say, it's not like Castlevania Adventure, where the changes were just brought on by, you know, inexperienced programming and questionable game design. Okay, so I think this may lead to the boss. Yeah, this is definitely it. So I remember this bit. Oh, wait, do you go to the left in this version? I thought you went to the right. Yeah, okay, I think that's a change they made. But, you know, change is not necessarily bad. Oh, no. Oh, here we go. I can't go here, because... Yeah, because if I try to pogo up there, that happens. Which, you know, happens in the original as well. Ooh, there you got the... They almost look like the... Is it the Yoku blocks from Megaman, whatever they're called? What, you know, the disappearing blocks. I think they're called... Is it called Yoku blocks? I can't remember. But yeah, the bosses do seem to be easier in this one. It's like the levels are harder. But then again, I don't know if it's a case that the levels are harder, or if it's just a lack of experience on my part. It could easily be the second thing, to be fair. But the bosses definitely seem to be easier. Okay. Well, I'll see if I can beat this. But I am on my last life, so the chances are pretty low. We need to at least see the moon, so let's go there. Let's hear how this game renders the moon theme. Oh, here we go. So it's like a block of cheese. Ooh, okay, I'm not sure about this. Oh. No, okay, I tried to get up the thing and it wasn't working. Fine. We'll try that again. See if I can hear the full theme. Yeah. Remember what I said about it being a bit flangey? Yeah. I stand by that. Oh, I think you're supposed to do this. Oh, come on, I was holding up! I was absolutely holding up that time. I call shenanigans. So, I don't know what happened there. Yeah, okay. Because I have to put these over pits as well. See, like, I'm holding up and he's just refusing to grab onto the thing. Like, am I not supposed to grab on that one? So I can do it on the NES version, no problem, so... Yeah. Also, yeah, I mean, the hit detection with those enemies was always kind of busted anyway. So, yeah, it keeps getting cut out by the sound effects, I think, but... Yeah, so you have to use the pogo to get up there. Why is this one jump so hard? Like, it wasn't anywhere near this hard in the NES version. And I think it may just be an issue with the controls rather than... I don't know. It's like if you're using the pogo, it won't let you grab on the rope. But, like, the instant you let go of... Oh, hold on. Yeah, the instant you let go of the pogo, it's like... Yeah, like, because I'm holding up and it's just not doing it. Okay, this may be a bit of a problem, because... Okay. Okay, that time it worked. Okay, I don't know what the positioning is or the timing. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, because... Again, I can do that no problem on the NES version, so... I think that's an issue with the controls here. But yeah, that's definitely going to knock it some points, I think. That specific jump. I mean, I suppose you could do this level first, and then just avoid having to do the jump. But the music, you really... Yeah, you can't really avoid the issues here. Just, oh. Kind of a shame, too. The rest of the music sounds okay. Maybe not as good as the NES, but... Yeah, they there were issues. There were issues with getting the Moon theme onto Game Boy. It's unfortunate. I don't know. Like, the rest of the game seems fine. It's just, for whatever reason, the game really falls apart with the Moon level. I don't know what it is. A combination of just the weird sound of music and also just... Yeah, it's like the weird sound of music combined with, like, that just awkward jump at the beginning. Okay. Yeah, you see it like that, like I went through that enemy. Where I probably shouldn't have. Okay, there's probably something hidden up there, but I can't get to it. Oh, hold on. So, let me get some practice on this. Because this stupid enemy keeps spawning in. Okay, so you can hold down the B button and grab onto the rope. It's just a case of actually positioning yourself in, like, the specific area of the game wants you to be in. Ooh. I think the real question is how this game is going to compare to Super Mario Land. We haven't got to it yet, but... That is going to be, I think, the true contender for the title of Best Game Boy Multicart Fodder Game. We'll see. We will see. Compared to this... Well, yeah, compared to, like, Tetris and whatever else. Oh, that's weird. Okay, so they don't fall off. I thought they did. Because I think they do on the NES anyway. Oh, is this where the boss is? Actually, yeah, I'm intrigued to see how the rat boss is, though. I think you need a key for this bit. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm too lazy to do that, unfortunately. I think on the NES version there was like a way to glitch through it, but I'm guessing that probably isn't the case here, because... Yeah, because this is clearly just ground tiles. On the NES version it was something else. Anyway, yeah, I think... Yeah, I think I'll leave that there. I think I'll call it a night. I don't know. I may have to try to play through that in my own time. See how it fares compared to the NES version. I'm going to say probably not favourably, but it's still far better than Castlevania Adventure, regardless of whatever issues that last level had. It is still far better than that. So it goes above that at the very least. Were there any other platformers? I don't think there were. It's the only one we've seen so far. I don't know. I think I would play it over Boxxle 2. I would play it over Klax. I would take it over Klax. Like, the Game Boy versions, anyway. It's better than Space Invaders. Is it better? Is it as good as Shanghai, though? I don't know. I feel like the music is... Like the soundtrack is generally fine. It's just... Yeah, it's just an issue with the sound engine. Just makes it not sound as good as nearly as good as it probably could. And the Shanghai soundtrack, I think, is more solid. Yeah, Shanghai is the better music, but it's also only got the one level. And DuckTales has more levels. Yeah, DuckTales definitely has more levels, at least. I feel like I would get more out of playing Game Boy DuckTales than I would out of playing Shanghai, to be honest. So, I'm going to say, yeah, that maybe has the edge. But is it as good as Spot? Because Spot easily has the far better music. It's got customizable levels. I don't know. I mean, Spot has the 2-player mode. Like, that's a game I could play 2-player mode and have a lot of fun with. You know, that's not really an option with DuckTales. So DuckTales, I'm going to say pretty good overall, but it definitely has its issues. You know, I'm going to put it as the new provisional number 13 on this list. It's not quite as good as Spot. You know, I think with a better soundtrack, it probably could be a bit higher. But I'm going to leave that there. So, we have got some games left to rank, so let's go to the wheel. And let's see what we will get to see at the start of the next stream. And the answer is... Yep, good old Asteroids. So it's going to be a bit less puzzle-focused next week, I think. And hopefully less crash-heavy. Fingers crossed. Like I say, I'm going to look into trying to roll back to a previous version of OBS, I think. Fingers crossed that works. But, yes. Code monkeys, you cannot let up on them. But anyway, I will hopefully see you all next week.